What's up, everybody? Welcome to the second race of the National Rock Racing Association out here at Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Bernstadt, Kentucky. Again, this is the bouncer day. This is the big day. We have a great day of racing. Again, you can see all the buggies already lined up. Bree, what do you think is going to happen today?
Oh, man, I am excited. We've got some beautiful weather out here right now, some nice spring temperatures. Like you said, we've got a full lineup of racing today. We're going to start with our UTV Bounty. We've got the bouncer class. We have the limited bouncer class, our UTV teen/amateur new class, and then the UTV youth as well. So we've got a full day of racing action going to be happening here at Wildcat today. I hope you guys can catch most of it with us here on Hillside Live. If not, you can always go back and watch it later again, of course. But friendly reminder, we will be on YouTube solely for the racing action. So if you're watching us on Facebook right now, go ahead and switch over to that Rock Racing TV YouTube channel. There should be a link for you in the comments. Try and make it as easy as possible for you guys. So go join us on that Rock Racing TV YouTube channel. And we are just a minute or so away from getting started. I see our first Victa contestant on the starting line over there for UTV Bounty.
Yeah, I feel like that's very appropriate today. We have some super gnarly courses. We have some dirt area that's going to be tough. We have some super gnarly ledges that are going to be really, really aggressive. I don't know. There's a lot of drivers looking more at the dirt than the rock, but I think the rock's also going to come into play today as well, depending on how the course changes. I don't think the rocks are going to change much. I think the dirt will hopefully get easier. We do have a little bit of overcast today, which is nice. Keeps the sun off us. They're calling for rain, but they're saying 3, 4 o'clock, so we should be all done racing by the time the rain sets in. Hopefully. So.
Yes, we're going to go ahead and claim that.
Yes. Taylor, our producer, is like, awesome.
Speaking of just stuff happening out on the course, yesterday we had our UTV stock and our UTV cup classes run. Some really great racing action from those classes, and a lot of tip overs. I'm going to call them, because they weren't really even a roll. They were just kind of like going along, and then like buggy took a nap kind of situation. Yeah. We had one self recovery. Cohen Ellison was able to, he was kind of on the hill on an angle just enough and was able to push the buggy back over, get back in, and finish his first run. Yeah. That's always fun.
I got to talk to Dylan Dowell last night. I said, what happened? He said, I was so mad. I said, you could have picked that buggy up and thrown it into the crowd. That's how angry you were. He said, I was so mad. He said, I tried to gas a little bit, and he's like, I knew I couldn't pick it up, so I was just like, the heck with it. But
Dylan was the first victim of the flat ground tip over. But
what's funny, we had several guys all tip over yesterday.
Yes,
on
like half
ground.
A dozen at least.
So
just like weird little flops.
But hopefully we won't see that with a bouncer, but I think there's 1 or 2 areas we might see a few flops, especially some of those dirt ledges. We've seen that happen here before. Then they also dug it out a little bit before this race again. So I think it's going to be very cautious. That's going to be one of the things I think we're really going to focus on today, those dirt. Unless it gets smoothed out, I think that's going to cause a lot of problems. That's where most of the drivers, at least the bouncer drivers, are focusing their attention on. I know the UTV Bounty Series goes first. So that's going to make a big deal. So we'll see how that plays out. And anything could happen.
Yeah, we also saw 2 front somersaults yesterday, and they both stuck the landing and were able to finish. So it's anybody's guess out here, but that's what makes the racing exciting.
Yes,
so.
Again, it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see how it's going to unfold.
All right, guys, this is your last chance. If you're watching on Facebook, we are switching over all to YouTube for the racing action. So go on over to that Rock Racing TV YouTube channel. It looks like we've got Jesse Riley on the line, ready to kick things off for us today. Nick Corbin tuning in from Nova Scotia. Welcome to the show, Nick. Thanks for checking in with us.
That's a ways away.
That's a little ways away.
I wonder what time it is there.
All right, here we go. First race of the day, Jesse Riley on the course.
They're going to come out and make a 180-degree loop. And then after they make that 180 group, they're going to head up this super gnarly ledge, which I think
It's the You Can't Do It.
You can't do it. A lot of guys were eyeing that left side lane this morning, and I don't know if they're going to try that. It looks like a little bit a smoother run going up to it than the far right side, but...
Oh, come on, Jesse.
Oh, baby, go.
Nice. Jesse also raced with us yesterday in the Cup class, and he joined us at Windrock, I believe for his first time racing with us for the season opener. We've got a lot of new names on the list, a lot of new faces in the drivers meeting for this season, which is awesome to see. We love to see the sport grow and have new drivers come join in the fun out here.
This is the sledge all we were talking about. Again, this first one we saw guys come down it yesterday. And I think you're going to see a lot of guys hang to that far right side. This one,
oh no!
It's going to be anybody's game.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Not
Come
that
on.
way.
There we go. Back on the wheels.
That probably felt like 5 minutes
It did.
to Jesse.
He's like, is lunch coming? What is going on?
Oh, man. I think Jesse had a little bit of the same thing happen yesterday on that bottom ledge. Let's see what he's going to do.
A lot of times they check out when they have a... Okay. All right, the window net's coming down. When they slap down, you have tie rods and bearings and ball joints and all kinds of stuff that can go bad. So, unfortunately, it looks like something got broke. He went ahead and put his window down. Gave a wave to the crowd. Again, shout out to everybody out here. And again, that's the wall that I think so many guys were talking about this morning, kind of really staring at. Bigger bouncers, bigger tires, I think won't have as much as issue, but it is pretty straight up and down there.
And if you're newer to the series, we do like to always point out that our UTV Bounty class races the exact same course as the bouncers.
Yeah,
so this is the toughest course that we throw at our UTV drivers. And we do tend to see a little more carnage in this class accordingly. But man, these guys come out here and they put a beating on those rigs and put on a show for us. Taylor, do we have an action shot? All right, let's check out that Amsoil action shot, which is gonna seem like the world's longest rollover in slow motion because it was long enough on full speed.
Again, it looks like he hugged that far right side that they're trying to hang to. And again, there's kind of a bit of a ravine right there on that side where water has been running down. Unfortunately, it kind of pitched him too much to that right side and kind of got hung up. He was able to kind of bring it down, but I would say something, when it came down, something broke there. Again, that's what a lot of guys were staring at this morning. It's going to be a pretty brutal ride.
We had a question about who won yesterday's race. Let's see. In the stock class, Cody Kaysen won. Taylor says I shouldn't tell you, so you have to go back and watch it if you missed it. Who won our cup class? Somebody help me out.
I don't remember. I was in here doing production stuff.
Not doing. So just so you guys know, it was Cooper. Yeah, Cooper Brantley won cup class. We do it's like 2 full days of racing, and sometimes it runs together a little bit for us by the end of it. So it's not that we don't care or pay attention. But yeah, Cooper and Cody won our 2 classes yesterday. Looks like Jesse was able to go ahead and pull off the course. And we've got Landon Kahn on the line now. Landon also raced with us yesterday and at Windrock for our season opener, and another one of our new drivers. Love to see everybody return after a wind rock and not get scared off.
Yeah, it was a pretty brutal course.
Speaking of this wall right here, this is the Yukon Do It wall.
Yukon Do It.
This one's not going to be easy for our bounty class either. Looks like it's got a lot of water on it.
It does. It does. Again, once that gets muddy and slippery there, it definitely... I think his front right isn't pulling.
Yep.
Might be the whole front end.
I don't know if this is a 3-wheel drive hill, guys.
Yeah, I know the next ones aren't. Yeah, hate to see that again.
Man.
I'm not sure exactly. Maybe he got up there and got it there. Again, there's a little bit of an undercut up there. So maybe got in there and got into that undercut area and broke something. So
all right, that means Derek Schaefer is on the line now.
Get a lot of guys are getting some speed, catching some time coming up, kind of swinging that 180 turning wide. Coming big over these race line rocks.
All right, that's Derek out there. Let's see if he can one-shot this field.
Oh, moment of truth.
There we go.
Oh, so he went far right and cut across diagonally, and it worked great.
So we've seen a few drivers, or at least one driver go right, one driver go left. Again, that typically drivers kind of hang to that far right side.
All right, don't slow down now. Let's go.
All right, now it's the spider step-ups. The next challenge. So far, so good. Oh, no!
Again, there's such a ravine there. It's kind of pitching everybody, and we saw at finals last year. We saw several big bouncers even kind of pitch and roll to that corner.
And there we have it, our first tip-over.
Dang it.
Of the day.
Again, I guarantee we have a whole gaggle of rock bouncer drivers down there watching this right now, making plans and doing that accordingly. So,
well, so far we are 0 for 3 in our bounty class, course 1 here. But you know what? It's to be expected. Like I mentioned earlier, these guys are racing the exact same course the big bouncers are going to be on. And this is about the toughest thing we throw at the UTV class. Let's check out our Amsoil action shot. Yep.
At least it was a soft rollover.
It
was. If you're going to roll over, at least
everything should be good.
Yeah.
Come on back for course 2. We've got a good morning from the first responders at the top of the hill.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Thanks for checking in with us, Nikki.
Shout out to Ninja Pat from Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah.
That's always been a confusing one to me.
Yeah.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Chris says this ain't no short course. That is true.
No,
this is definitely
not
a short course.
And, you know, that's a good, leads us to a good discussion on all the different parks that we race at. And they're all over pretty much the southeast. You know, we're in Kentucky today. We go to Alabama, Arkansas, as far, let's see, east is West Virginia. As far west as, Oklahoma this year, Missouri.
Oklahoma.
So we're all over the place, and all these parks, they've got kind of their own personality that we get to use for these courses. So some of them are much more rocky, kind of a rock garden almost, we call it, like at West Virginia. This will be our first time going to Fiddler's Bend in Oklahoma, so we're not sure about that one yet. But you know, Alabama is that red clay mud. Tennessee is the wooded hills and rocky hills, and then we've got ones that we've raced at in the past, like Bikini Bottoms, which you know we can't go to that one anymore, but that one definitely had its own personality with the concrete walls and the Fable Hill. And here at Wildcat is awesome because we can make so many different courses for all of our different classes that are running and do it all in the same spot. So it's great for our spectators. Everybody's got a good view. You know, it's very spectator friendly. They're safe where they are and can see all the action. So it's cool to be able to see how we can use the different terrain at the parks that we go to. And so here today we've got these they're kind of like levels that are cut into the hill. We've got these step-ups that we're using. We've got the steep rock, you know, the hill climb, the Yukon Do It hill. We've got this, you know, a little bit of a flat area, the RCB runway down here, and then get up a little speed. So, and speaking of shouting out to our first responders, there's a little view of them at the top of the hill, keeping an eye on everything. A big thank you to our first responders that are always present at the parks that we go to, and also to our recovery and safety staff and volunteers for helping keep everybody safe and keep things moving smoothly during the races.
Yeah, and again, some of the courses you're talking about were more dirt. We've also been to some that are like Texas, where you know that lower area we used to race at was so rocky, so violent. We've had some really, really rocky terrain, hence the term rock bouncer. So, you know, every park lends its own. Again, West Virginia, same thing. That little rock garden we go through is it's a bit of a challenge sometimes.
Super rocky in West Virginia.
So every park has its own challenge. So
yeah, if we raced at the same thing all the time, it might get a little boring.
Yeah.
I don't know. And we like to challenge the drivers. Some of them prefer the kind of the old school hill killing. You know, one big hill, hit it as hard as you can. Some of them prefer more of the short course style, like at Rush Springs Ranch in Missouri.
Yes.
They have an actual little short course section that we can work into our course. So they get woods, they get short course there, they get a hill climb, and you know that's the only park that we have that at. So yeah, it's cool. All the different places we go to, and I love keep the drivers on their toes.
Yeah, I love the short course they have there. It's so much fun. It's such a good time. All right, we got a course clear. Clock is hot.
Here we go with Ethan Hunt.
Launching off those race line rocks there.
He's going to try that line that Derek took. Oh.
You know what?
Oh no!
Dang it! That stinks. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna make it.
We lost the front right again.
Yeah. They must be hitting that undercut a little bit, and it snaps the axle.
That axle has left the chat.
Taylor said, maybe it's not the you cannot do it hill.
Yeah, so far, it is you cannot do it. We're hoping that's going to change, though. All right, we're 0 for 4 so far, guys. All right. This is Nathaniel Helton.
Apparently this rig is going to do some double duty this weekend.
If your buggy can make it through 2 drivers in the UTV class, you did something right when you built it.
Yeah.
So we will all find out here in just a minute. Oh, he's going left.
The front end hops up a little bit more initially, but I think it levels off a little quicker.
You know what? That kind of surprised me with that line because he didn't have a lot of speed, going into it.
It's a little,
and it worked.
It's a little smoother transition, I think, than the far right line.
Yeah.
And again, right here where he's dropping right there's about a 3-foot ledge that you have to kind of choke up on. Take your time and let the front end drop settle and then take off again. Now, obviously, I think we're going to see some bouncers launch off that later today. Again, that's somewhat of a smooth transition, but there's some pretty good lips right there you got to be cautious about.
Y'all know that girl. Come on, let's go.
All right, let's see how he handles the spider step-ups. Oh.
There we go.
All right, he's made it further than
Yes.
all the rest of them.
Good job.
All right, Matt, is it time for me to say it?
Yes. Go ahead, Bree. I was
Nathan,
waiting.
it's all downhill from here. But still super sketchy looking. You guys, if you've never been in the driver's seat in a race before, you might be like, why did that go so slow on the downhills? That's the easy part. Floor it.
Yes. These are some coming from a guy who rolled on these downhills.
That's right.
They're pretty sketchy. And for our first time so far in the Bounty Series, he had a 131.442.
Nicely done.
For Nathaniel Helton. Yeah, wow. 5 buggies in our first time.
You know, he's feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, definitely. Again, we have a ton of buggies at UTV Bounty today, so I'm pretty excited.
We've got a great lineup in all of our classes this weekend.
I think we had 23 bouncers, I think they were saying.
Jesse Phillips out on the course now.
All right, next up, Mr. Flynn, got race position.
We haven't seen anybody really launch through the Raceline rocks yet this weekend.
Yeah.
I think we might see a couple bouncers hitting it harder, though.
Yeah. Can work it over to that far left line. There was a handful of the UTV Bounty guys that were checking that out when we were out walking the course this morning.
Come on, buddy. Let's waste those wages. You know what? I don't think that's going to work either. You've tried the worst places. Now try one of the better ones.
No way.
Dang it.
We lost another front right axle.
The wheel's going to fall off. That's not good. Yeah. Try to lift it off the course, preferably. Good job.
Wow, that's number 3.
Yeah.
He's still tied for second place, ironically.
Tough times on the Yukon maybe do it hill.
Maybe do it.
All right. Well, so far, Nathaniel Helton, only one to complete the course. We've got Dustin Medley going to give it his best shot now, though.
What's up, Nick Corbin?
We got the Phenom right here. 500 horsepower buggy.
Okay. Yesterday he locked the wheel and it sounded like a caliper bracket might have broke or a bolt or something came out. I'm not 100% sure. Something with the caliper bracket would cause the lock up. Again, you can hear that turbo just sailing on there. Again, this is a 4-cylinder Pro R motor that's turned up to about 400 horsepower.
And the only rear steer UTV out here.
And he is definitely very good at using it. You'll see him whipping around out there.
There it is. Matt, you're not the only driver coming from Illinois. That's where Dustin's also from.
Really?
Yeah, Metropolis, Illinois.
Yeah, it's Southern Illinois. That's where Superman's from. Metropolis.
that makes sense. All right, Dustin. You better drive it like Superman then.
Again, there's a handful of drivers walking over to see exactly how he approaches this. Oh, again, kind of toss him a little bit there. Oh, wow. He chose to go a little more to that far left side.
He's trying to make sure he doesn't end up like Derek Schaefer.
Yeah.
Getting thrown over to the right side.
He approached that far left side more and just nosed it down right in the dirt.
Ooh. A little sketchy, but it might have worked. No, not quite. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Reverse.
Reverse. Again, getting sketchy is okay. As long as you don't put it on its lid, you're okay. We got Wade Good, Jay Stewarts, Nick Reich, Brandon Davis. There's like 20 drivers have moseyed on down just to watch our bounty class, how they approach that. Man, pulling off the course. Unfortunately, not going to get a finish out of it, but definitely put on a heck of a show, and I absolutely love to hear that buggy.
All right, and now we've got our lady driver representing.
Heck yeah.
Madison King out on the course. Let's see if she can show these boys what's up.
She is definitely not scared to get out there and lay it down.
Oh, no.
Oh. I was hoping she was going to be able to put it back on all four wheels.
All right, we got the thumbs up from Bill. Oh, these guys are quick. Look at them go.
Right now, they're deciding whether or not to pro rock that baby.
Zach. Man, that means that Nathan Helton hanging on so far is the only driver to finish the course.
All right. Why they get that recovery? We're going to run over to our Amsoil action shot. Again, just that rear end slit, kind of slung around. It does get a little slimy, a little wet. Unfortunately, not. I mean, the good news is it did stop right there. The downside is it did not, couldn't put it back on all four tires. But shout out to Madison King. She is definitely a very competitive driver.
Yeah, Madison actually finished fourth overall in the bounty class for the 2024 season. All right, guys. While they're working on getting Madison recovered off the hill, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back to continue all the UTV bounty action.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, Amsoil specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you, and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by vehicle at Amsoil.com.
So we have 3 different beadlock wheels that most of our guys use. We have the teardrop, we have the twisted, and then we have the twisted black. So we have a machine version of the twisted, and then we have the black. We have these in 14 and 15 inch. all 4 lug. But we'll be coming out with, in addition to some of the tires I was talking about earlier that we're coming out with, we're going to have a new line of wheels come out. Some of those will be 5 lug to keep up with some of the new manufacturing that's happening in the UTV world. But the beadlock wheels that we're selling right now, Rock Life and those guys carry these as well. So right now we're having some specials on them. So I'd recommend if you need a set of beadlocks, you're not going to find any cheaper than those.
All right, we're back here again. We got somebody got a Madison pulled off. We have another buggy sitting in the race line starting gate. I believe that's Casey Howe down there. Again, a lot of our drivers are still kind of mingling around watching this first course. We're about halfway through our UTV Bounty, and we have one finisher.
One time on the list so far. So I think Nathan Helton's probably feeling like a hero right now.
Yes. Kathy Krog on the text was chatting me this morning. Larry Krog also racing his second race with us so far this year. Super excited to see him out here. I saw him him posting a picture on his Snapchat, and I was so excited to see my buddy coming out here, Mr. Larry Krog. The Krog Show definitely comes out and lays it down. He runs the chromoly chassis. Casey ripping out of that straightaway.
Very rarely do you see somebody such in a hurry to go crash.
Casey had a 3rd place finish at our season opener at Winrock a few weeks ago in the Bounty class. And 2nd place overall for the 2024 season. Zach giving some encouragement.
Yeah, there's several stumps up there that kind of dictate where you're going to be headed, even if you don't want to go that direction. So you have to kind of navigate through those to.
No way! No way! Another right front.
Like everybody else's. I got some good news for you, Casey. You're tied for 2nd.
Oh my goodness, this is definitely the Yukon not do it hill today.
Y'all play him off. Casey gave it everything he could. He got up there to the place he couldn't make faster than almost anybody. That was a good job.
Oh man, I hate seeing all the DNFs for everybody.
I know.
I know they're doing all they can. Not an easy course.
Hey, Wayne, you can't stand there. Get out of the way. Hey, are you scared you're not going to do good?
Okay, next victim.
It really is becoming that today.
Roger Robinson. And this is so far the only buggy that has actually crossed the finish line with Nathan Helton behind the wheel. It's doing double duty today. See if they can pull off another finish.
Again, at this point, just kind of keeping the buggy together has kind of been the name of the game so far today.
Stay with it. Oh.
Again, right there, it looks like he just kind of tagged one of the stumps.
Hey, back down and get you a better run at it.
Is definitely getting dug out up there.
Yeah.
Even more. Uh-oh. Oh!
No. Get back on its wheels.
Wait.
Oh,
no.
Dang it. At least it was a somewhat slow tip over.
I doubt he broke anything from that rollover, so hopefully we know that
Looks like Keith's going to head up
Nathan
there.
Helton's going to want to be able to do round 2.
Looks like Keith is going to head up there and try to get him flipped back over. Looking at the position he's in, he might just stay in the buggy while they flip it back over. A lot of times that's easier. I know a lot of bouncer drivers do that. They'll just stay in the buggy.
Let's check out our Amsoil action shot from that moment.
Again, you can see the front end kind of buck up a little bit there, and unfortunately, just kind of landed over on the left side. And just, again, such a very slow rollover.
Oh, yeah.
You hate to see that. At least hopefully there's
do.
nothing super damaged or broken, so they can get it ready and get it going for that second course.
All right, guys, we're at 10 drivers down so far, 9 of them DNFs. We've got Nathan King on the line. Once we get Roger recovered off the hill, we'll see what Nathan can do.
We're hearing Landon Kahn is out for Hill 2. They must have broke something they didn't have a spare in the trailer. I know a lot of our drivers keep spares in the trailer. The bounty class can be pretty brutal, so a lot of those guys carry spare stuff in the trailer. I can hear some of our bouncer drivers over there getting fired up. I think maybe the anticipation of hitting that hill after watching 9 of our 10 drivers DNF. But we did have one finisher.
Matt, what are your thoughts on the courses today?
Yeah.
Did you do your homework? Did you memorize your course map?
Taylor leans back and goes, "Hey, did you roll over on this one?" Thanks, Taylor.
Don't worry, you're in good company because like 12 other people have just rolled over since yesterday.
Oh, he did right there, yeah. But I rolled over last year coming downhill. Yeah,
I remember your rollover last year. It was over there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was coming down a hill. Actually, that was good times. I've rolled over going downhill. Yeah, it was. I've rolled over going downhill more in this sport than I've rolled over going uphill. Yeah, thanks, guys.
I don't know what that tells us about your driving, Matt.
Mistakes were made. Okay, mistakes were made.
Hey, you know what? You can do it.
You can do it. All right, again, we have a few drivers left in our UTV Bounty course, and then we're going to head to the bouncers. We will take a quick commercial break between that, but I think we got, what, 2? How many we got left, Bree? 3?
We've at least got Nathan King and Nathaniel Bell. I think that's going to be it.
I was down here with my dad last night, playing on the hills a little bit. Nathaniel Bell was rolling up and feeling it. He probably did that 20 times and finally shot the bottom and kind of landed it like perfectly. And he rolled the top of the second one about 20 times.
What, the step-ups
yes,
over here?
And said, you know what, second one, we'll just wait till see how tomorrow goes. I was like, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right, Nathan, are we going to get another time?
Nathan is a guy that
we have a lot of Nathaniels and Nathans on.
We do.
On our list.
Yeah, and Nathan King is a guy who can absolutely get this thing done. He gets out and hammers down. We'll see what that 0-1 buggy can do.
Well, he's getting after it right now. I don't even think you have to get a fast time today to do well in the bounty class. You just got to get across the finish line.
Just got to finish.
I don't think Nathan cares about that, though. Look at him going.
Go, baby, go.
Got it. He's like, finishing's not good enough.
Yeah.
I got to finish
He's
fast.
like, I want to win.
All right. Easing on down the Mickey Thompson Mountain. Over the Raceline Rocks. All right. Let's see how he does with the spider step-ups. Nice.
There we go.
All right. Keep it together, Nathan. You got it. You got it.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice smooth run going. Yeah, because he has a sharp turn there after you're coming down the hill.
Straight on to the finish line. And we got another time. 116.423. We got another Nathan in the Finishers Club. That is our current fastest time of the two that we have for UTV Bounty. Course 1. Nathan was racing for Alston Tidwell's points, by the way. And this is Nathaniel Bell, our 2024 UTV Bounty season champ. He also had a 4th place finish at our season opener at Windrock. And his name's Nathaniel, so I think that means he should be able to finish this course, right? That seems to be how it's going today. Oh, that's no. Oh.
There we go. Yes. Oh.
The skid plate help.
That is awesome.
Oh.
Come on, get up there.
Okay.
There he goes. Yeah, I love that skid plate. Yeah, help. Yeah, again, just an absolutely incredible run here. So, all right. That is our third finisher out of like 12 buggies. That's a 136.710 for our Nathaniel Bell, our previous season champion.
Let's check out a real quick Amsoil action shot.
Okay, it just kind of, I think he was waiting to see what it was going to do there. Just kind of pinned.
He was teetering. Look at that. Help.
I like that it just slowly tips over.
Good times. You know what? Apparently your name had to be Nathaniel in order to finish the course for UTV Bounty today. Nathan King had the fastest time with a 1:16, and then Nathaniel Helton with a 1:31, and then Nathaniel Bell with a 1:36. So that was UTV Bounty Course 1. I mean, we got to give props to all of our drivers today for doing everything they could with this course. So, and then especially our Nathaniels for being able to get across the finish line.
Yeah, those guys are definitely out there. being that they're racing the same course the bouncers are going to have trouble at, you got to show respect to those three guys.
Definitely. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with all that bouncer action.
RCV Performance specializes in axle manufacturing. We've been doing this for a little over 80 years on a variety of different products. We really specialized into the racing and rock balancing and all that about 15, 20 years ago, got into the specialized aftermarket automotive stuff, and we love it. So what sets RCV apart from the rest is we use a CV, whereas that replaces the U-joint in solid axle applications. So your custom 14-bolt, Dana 80, Dana 60, 44, Jeep JK, everything that has a solid front axle, we'll replace that U-joint, put a CV in, which will give you a smoother power delivery, stronger at angle, and overall better performance. So we make RCVs for everything from Suzuki Samurai to Jeep to Toyota, all the way to Rockwell, custom, whatever, you name it, we got it. So reach out to us, rcvperformance.com. Check us out online.
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerfly XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
If Amsoil products are engineered for this kind of punishment, you can trust them in your garage. Shop by vehicle to find everything you need for your ride. Get the protection you demand and performance you deserve with fast, free shipping from Amsoil.com.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the second race of the National Rock Racing Association. We're here at Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Berncat, Kentucky, and we have some beautiful weather. We have a ton of racing action. Bree, how do you think today's going to unfold?
Oh, man. Well, judging by the 10 DNFs we just had in the UTV Bounty class, I think that it's anybody's game today. Like you said, we are enjoying some beautiful weather, so that's always a plus out here. We've got Dan Bowman on the line, ready to kick off course 1 for our RCV Axle bouncer class, the unlimited bouncer class. We have to specify now because we have the limited class this season too. But yeah, it's going to be some excellent racing action. Yeah,
I think, again, this course is hard. We had a lot of drivers out here last night. We came down. I saw some guys putting some tires on it. Nick Reich was down here kind of ripping through a lot of it. Went back and make some shock adjustments, came back out. So, again, I think we had a Wade Good was out here playing on it. So, handful of guys really getting everything dialed in. I think we're going to see some fast times.
Yep.
Being that we have a lot of uphill and a lot of downhill, I think downhill is really where you're going to see some guys make up time. Because everybody wants to push fast uphill. Not everybody wants to go fast downhill.
And this is a course where we've got a little bit of everything. We've got the Yukon Do It, the little rock wall to climb. We've got the spider step-ups, which gave our bounty class a lot of trouble. And like you said, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a little bit of straightaway. So we got a little bit of something for everybody out here today. Yeah, I think that you're going to see a lot of guys, really push on that downhill section, make up some time. The rocks, there's nothing. The rocks so far, I don't think are going to cause too many issues. I think some of that dirt's going to be an issue. We've seen bouncers here. We were here for finals for last year. So as some of those guys launch out of that dirt, might cause a little bit of issue. We'll see how that plays out. And fingers crossed, the rain holds off until after we're done racing. Yeah. Yes. So pretty excited again. Dan Bowman, I know, is getting pulled on. We've seen a handful of our drivers literally already this morning studying the course, just feeling it out, feeling what's going to go on. Looks like it's going to be a pretty dry day. There is some wet rocks, so I think that'll kind of be a little slippery, but overall I think it's going to be a very quick day of racing. We do have a great lineup of drivers. Got a couple new names to the bouncer class. Got a couple returning names that we hadn't seen for a season or two. So we love to see all of that. We are looking forward to some excellent racing today. So we are going to head over to the starting line in just a second. Like we said, Dan Bowman's going to be kicking things off for us. Thank you guys for joining us here on Hillside Live. If you're just tuning in, we just finished course 1 for the UTV Bounty class, and we are ready to kick off course 1 for the RCV Axle Bouncer Unlimited class. Ripping out of that raceline starting gate. Kind of drifting around that corner. Dan, a member of the Reclaimed Racing team, racing that TC-built Tyrant chassis. Looks like he's going to hang more to that right side. Making the Yukon Do It wall look easy. Now coming down these ledges on this big Mickey Thompson mountain. Taking his time getting lined up for these big rocks. Dan's going to be our first bouncer of the day coming up to these dirt ledges. These spider step-ups have proven to be a much more difficult obstacle than I think that they look like at first glance. He is launching out the top of there. It can be hard to know on a wall like this the right amount of throttle to get up and over and not get hung up on the edge of it, but not to just shoot yourself up in the air at the same time. And again, that is a calculated amount of throttle. Uh-oh.
Oh, sounds like the motor come uncrump.
Not sure what's going on.
Uh-oh.
Looked like Bub Meadows up there.
Buggy need a little break?
Yeah, he did.
All right, here we
There
go.
he goes. Not sure.
All right, he got it Krog up again.
Not sure exactly what happened there. I don't know if it.
Well, luckily for Daniel, it's all downhill from here. And he should be able to roll right on through that finish line. If you guys want to follow more of Dan Bowman's racing action, you can check him out on Facebook on his Reclaimed Racing page and Snapchat at Dan Bowman or TikTok.
That was a 170.995 for Mr. Dan Bowman. That was our first driver on this beautiful sunny afternoon. We got Mr. Wade Good sitting in that starting gate.
Wade Good took a couple seasons off and then came back and landed on top of the podium at our season opener at Windrock a couple weeks ago. He is definitely going to be one to watch for the 2025 season. Dan Bowman actually said that watching Wade and Timmy battle it out a couple years ago in the bouncer class is what got him wanting to get into it himself.
Wade using that rear steer to whip around there.
We know Wade was out walking the hills, picking his lines, doing his homework. I think he's going to make pretty quick work of this course.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a great job. Again, picked that far right line like we saw Dan Bowman cut through. Again, taking his time, launching up in the air, and then kind of dragging that back brake.
Oh, no!
He's going to try to get back on his wheels. Dang it!
Oh, I did not
man.
expect that.
Stink. Oh, man. He's already out of the buggy.
That was a
Dang
wild
it.
ride.
He is so bummed. Dang it. Dang it. You hate to see that for Wade. Again, had such a smooth run, coming out winning the season opener at Windrock Off-Road Park. Man. Dang it. Again, had smooth run coming up through those dirt lips. Trying to drag the brake we saw. Again, several drivers talking about that this morning. Dang it. And I for sure thought we were going to see Wade bring it back on all fours. And they'll probably have to bring Keith to the top, hook to the front of it, and then winch it over.
There he is.
Keith American flag back there blowing in the wind.
Yeah, big shout out to Keith, the tool man, for all of his help with our recovery efforts. He's a major part
Yes.
of our recovery crew out here.
I saw DC using his welder last night, doing some welding some stuff back together.
If you guys want to learn more about Wade's race program, you can check him out with All Good Racing on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And Wade wants to give a shout-out to Dex Browder, Colby Reich, Reject Fab, 859 Off-Road, and Fritz Performance for supporting his race program.
I seen Colby Reich out here hanging out this weekend with us.
Yeah.
We're only like 20 minutes from his house, so he thought, hey, I'll come on down and hang out for a little bit. He's over there near Richmond.
We've got the thumbs up from Wade. They're just working on getting the buggy turned back over.
Which may take a minute where it's at. Because it's
That's a tough spot.
Top of the hill, and we don't want it to roll down to the bottom of the hill. So that's why they take a little bit of time with the recovery.
We got our best guys on it, though.
We do. Appreciate everybody tuning in the live feed today.
All right, guys. We are 2 drivers into course 1 of the RCB Axle Bouncer class. And so far, we've had Dan Bowman getting a time with a 170, and then this is Wade Good that they are working on recovery right now. He just, got in a little bit of a hurry at the top of the hill and had a little bit of a flop over.
They got confirmation. Wade's good. He's good and mad. Don't get it wrong.
He's good and mad. Wade is good and mad.
Jersey, Dan got a 170.995.
Yes, that's Dex Browder's buggy for the live feed. Yeah, I'm excited to see Brandon Davis's buggy as well. His independent front suspension. I'm curious how it's going to soak it up.
We've got a really strong lineup of drivers out here this weekend. We're only 2 down so far. What do you guys think? Our online audience. Got any predictions for who's going to take home the win today? Brandon Davis is on the line right now. We've got Ethan Hunt, Nick Reich, Josh Krapinski we're going to be seeing in a bouncer for the first time. We're used to seeing him in the UTV class. Daniel Heckley, Randall Key, Jay Stewarts, Cooper Bentley, Ben Driscoll, Larry Krog filling in for Jack Porter. Clayton Smith, Dustin Medley, Chris Grigg, Clint Garrison, Robert Winrick, Timothy Bacon, Connor Flynn, and Matt Holt.
Woohoo! It's going to be a long day of racing.
Yeah, I want to know what you guys are thinking. What do you guys? What's your podium prediction?
Yeah, that's. With the way this dirt section is, it'll be interesting.
I mean, Matt Holt, obviously.
Yeah, number 1.
That's a given.
Every time, number 1.
That's a given, for sure.
I'm just able to keep the buggy together for the next 2 hills. Or courses, next 2 courses, I want to keep the buggy together for.
Matt, you've been having some motor problems. Yeah. Remind me what happened at Windrock.
Number 1 and number 3 fuel injector stuck open, filled the cylinder. I'm pretty sure we bent a rod, but turns out we didn't. We were just very full of fluid. Ooh. So we took all that out, put in some injectors in there, and it's still not running 100%, but we're going to send it.
I expect nothing less. You can't do it.
You can do it. Excited? Yeah, I'm excited. We got a handful of drivers I'm definitely excited to see because I'm excited to see how they're going to put it down.
Game changer right there, wasn't it? There's a lot of drivers just getting.
Yeah. Zach came up and is chatting with us. He said there's a lot of drivers that just went, whew, because Wade was on a mission.
He was on a tear.
And to see that unexpected DNF from him.
Yeah.
Some interested drivers in the pits.
He's one of our fastest downhill drivers, I think. He absolutely just zooms downhill.
Let's see. We got some predictions here. Nick Reich all the way. Brandon Davis, or maybe Cooper. Nick and Fordzilla. Brandon. Okay. All right. I'm seeing the trend.
I see Brandon's in the starting gate and Nick's not too far behind him. So they're definitely going to be geared up to go hit this.
Hey, what about Daniel Heckley, guys? Daniel was our second place winner for the 2024 season in the bouncer class last year behind Timmy. And then Nick Reich was in the 3rd place spot overall last season. Cooper Bentley and Clint Garrison was 5th place last season. I think Clint's one of those kind of like almost like a sneaky one.
Yeah.
Like he's so consistent with good fast times, and that gets him the points, and that's what really matters when you're looking at the season overall.
Yeah. All right, we got Brandon Davis sitting in that race line starting gate. See what he's going to do in that independent front suspension buggy.
Menace sounding healthy today.
That buggy is rowdy. And it just sits so low to the ground. The center of gravity is just so low in that buggy. Again, taking that far right line, kind of pinballing through there. Jumping through there. Brandon, we've seen him get really rowdy right in that section before, so.
Yes, we definitely have.
Watch him come up to the dirt hills here, using that rear steer whip around a little bit.
Brandon has raced this buggy for 3 years now, so he's definitely comfortable in that driver's seat.
Wow, that thing has a monster motor in it.
Those Mickey Thompson tires doing work over here for him.
Again, taking his time.
Brandon wants to give a shout out to Mickey Thompson, RCV, and his smoking hot wife, Cheryl Davis.
Smoking hot wife.
His words, not mine.
Yes, yes.
And there it is through the
All
finish
right.
line. With a 107.078. A great run from Brandon Davis, Mr. Consistency.
Heck yeah.
Ethan Hunt on the line. And he is in the hunt for a win today.
Again, this is a TC-built chassis. Got that leading arm, trailing arm set up. He definitely drives this thing hard.
One might say that you need to stand back when he's running.
Yes.
Whoa there, Ethan. Oh, and he tried to save it.
That's a little bit of a ravine.
Oh!
A little bit of a ravine right there, so it kind of pitches you into it. Dang it.
Two saves from Ethan Hunt so far. He said, y'all stand back and watch this. There it is.
There we go.
And we know that this buggy can do work. You know, it's TC built. Cash LaCroix raced it and a few seasons ago. Ethan Hunt is definitely turning into quite the wheelman here.
Taking his time, coming down.
Whoa! Wow. Airing it out on the spider step-ups.
There we go. And you can see a lot of guys hanging that far right-hand kind of pocket corner there. Still getting rowdy with it.
Right, that's right where Wade tipped over at the top too. Let's see that time.
Wow. That's a 157.024 for Mr. Ethan Hunt. All right. We got Nick Reich and Ford Zilla pulling up that race line starting gate.
Nick Wright coming all the way from Sheldon, Wisconsin to race with us. This is a Jake Pike build, all chromoly, and probably the lightest rig out here in the bouncer class.
Larry Krog is probably maybe a touch lighter than him.
Yeah,
but they're going to be super close. They're both very lightweight rigs.
So we are replacing one of the Yukon flags up on the hill that was the victim of one of Ethan's rollovers. And then we'll be sending Nick off the line. Here we go, Nick Reich.
Again, Nick was down here playing last night, making some shock adjustments. And it was just making it look easy last night. There he goes.
Nice. Speaking of making it look easy.
Yeah. He is going so smooth. Come on, there we go.
Nick coming out of the 2024 season with a third place finish overall last year in our bouncer class. And then fourth place at our season opener at Winrock a few weeks ago. He was also our rookie of the year last year. So I think that he is definitely on a mission. You know, you don't drive all the way from Wisconsin to come race
true.
And not plan to end up on top of that podium.
All right, see what that time's going to be.
Ooh.
Wow.
With a 98.729. That is your current leader for course one of the RCB Axle Bouncer class. Nick with a 98, followed by Brandon Davis with a 107, Ethan Hunt with a 157, and Dan Bowman with a 170.
Got Josh Krapinski and his new buggy, Ford Play, coming out that race line starting gate. Josh picked this up, sold his UTVs, picked this up, and now is moving to the bouncer class.
Talked to Josh just a little bit this morning at the drivers meeting, and he said he has not gotten any seat time in the bouncer, but he plans to drive it like he drove the UTVs.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I feel like that's a safe bet. You can't drive a UTV like you drove a bouncer, but you can drive a bouncer like you drove the UTV, and it'll hold up just fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, I think he's on a
He
stump
caught
there,
that
though.
stump there. There you go.
I like how he changed the color scheme on Ford Play to his pink that we're used to seeing, the pink accents from him. I've never seen some smoke there, though. That's not good.
Go, baby, go.
Oh!
Stay in it, stay in it. Oh, man. Dang it.
Oh, that was a wild ride. A wild first ride in Ford Play for Josh Kropinski.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang it. Yeah. You know, Josh is a heck of a driver. Again, he is a heck of a wheel man there.
Oh, yeah. We're used to seeing Josh throw down in our UTV Cup and Bounty classes, and it was pretty fun to watch his first ride in Ford Play here for the bouncer class today.
Looks like Keith is backing up there. Keith will help him get them all flipped back over. Again, Josh, no stranger to the podium in our UTV class, so I think we're going to see great things from him.
And it did sound like Ford Play might have been in the wrong gear, but we're wondering about what might have been heating up in there.
Yeah, again, I saw him tip over. I was hoping he could stay in it enough to get it put back on all fours, but unfortunately, when you're barrel rolling down a hill, trying to make
there's only so much you can do.
Split decisions in milliseconds, it's a little hard to do. But unfortunately,
yeah, that was a heck of a run from Josh. He's definitely got some seat time under his belt now. And this is not an easy course to come out and race for your first time in a bouncer.
A few years ago, this was like the hard course. Now it's course one,
Taylor, do we have an action shot? That's okay. I won't hold it against you. That was one you had to catch in the first time, guys. No action shot for that one.
All right,
but
Taylor's
actually,
saying, you can rewind, and if you're watching on YouTube, I know we had a couple guys this morning asking if they could do the instant replay on YouTube, and Taylor's saying that you do have that option. Again, shout out to everybody on our live feed. Check us out today. Tune it in. And we try to check the comments occasionally between the awesome racing action we got going on here. Bree's starting to get some sunlight on her. Trying to get a little tan there.
Oh, we were joking yesterday. It's like Chronicles of Riddick, like you're trying to stay out of the sun.
Yeah. It's like, oh, no. Luckily, we got a little bit of overcast. It's starting to be less of overcast. So this morning was perfect.
That's all right. It's not raining on us, and the temperature's great. We'll take it. Looks like they got Ford Play back on all fours. While they finish up with that recovery, guys, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back to continue with Daniel Heckley.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, Amsoil specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at Amsoil.com.
When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
All right, we are back here at Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Burnside, Kentucky for the second race of the National Rock Racing Association. We're 4 finishers, 6 drivers into our bouncer class. And we're waiting on a driver as they get Josh Krapinski pulled off in forward play. He had a rollover, unfortunately was not able to save it, but did have a great run, had a fun run. Got some seat time in. He got out here, he picked that up in the off-season from Jay Stewarts. So Jay Stewarts is getting new buggy built, so he sold his backup buggy and his main buggy. So
we've had a lot of buggies swapping hands in the last couple months.
We really have.
It's been hard to keep track of.
Yeah, we have several buggies that swapped hands. Jay was in Hawaii, realized that all his buggies were sold and his new one going to be done yet, and he started calling everybody he knew had a buggy for sale, and like all 8 of them had been sold. So he's like, okay, well, not really sure what I'm going to do. So he just started making calls to buggies he thought might have been for sale, and until he found one. He got the General, which, again, Kyle used to make famous with General, and then he had the General 2.0.
Clint Evans.
Clint Evans. I mean, had General, then General 2.0, and that buggy.
General 2.0.
General 2.0. 2.0. Definitely had a great run with the General. I always thought that was an amazing buggy. He always did very, very well. Obviously, 2.0 was just out of control, like that big model. He was like 600, 700 cubic inches. It was just crazy. But I thought the General always did very, very well. So they've been tuning and shock tuning it. Wizzo was here doing some shock tuning with it. Had a good time with it. So they, I think Jay will do very, very well. But Josh Krapinski picked up Ford play, and so we've seen lots of new drivers get added. Buggies get shifted around, as you pointed out.
Yeah, Josh got Ford play. Justin got Showstopper.
Yeah.
And then Jay with Clint's the General.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I need
it's
somebody to like.
It's like cards getting shuffled.
Make a spreadsheet. Yeah.
They're all getting
really
shifted around. So
we had a couple others new for this season as well. I'll wait until they show up out here.
I'll say Jed Harper sold his buggy.
Mm-hmm.
Stand back, no.
I was just talking about this last night.
Unfinished business.
Yes.
Unfinished business. It's blue with black chassis, blue panels. Now you'll see it later today. It's supposed to be racing later today. I haven't seen it down there, but I saw it in the parking lot, and they said they were going to be racing it. So it looks really sharp, and it looks really, really sharp. So I'm excited to see it run. I think we have like 8 TC chassis here this weekend. It's insane. But again, obviously they work very well, so it's great to see them.
What about 100 shots? Are we going to see that one out here?
I think we will eventually.
Okay.
Eventually. Dan said he's going to play with this buggy a little bit, but 100 shots is there with fresh, ready to go, has a backup, ready to go. So I think we'll see it eventually. It's more like a monster truck go-kart like type, He said, just imagine taking like a go-kart you and your buddies ran around town with and then putting a blower on it. He said that's what 100 shots like. He said it's just insane. So definitely a lot of fun. So we'll see how that goes. I see Wade over there working on his stuff. I'm not sure what. He rolled over at the top of the very last hill on this course 1, so I'm not sure what they have going on. It looks like they're always tinkering with it. And our drivers are all kind of anticipating this dirt hill. We've seen a couple guys make it, so I think the uneasiness has kind of settled down now. We'll see how that plays out.
Yep. They are still working on the recovery on the hill of Ford Play. I think that they're about ready to be able to get it off of there though. I said that we had Daniel Heckley next in our lineup, but actually I forgot he drew number 13 and decided to go last. So in the series we have just kind of like a rule for fun.
Yeah.
If you draw number 13, you can choose to stay in that 13th spot, or you can go first, or you can go last. So Daniel chose to go last. So that should mean that we'll have Randall Key coming up to the line, but I don't see him over there yet, so we'll all find out together.
We started doing that 13 a few years ago. It's been a good time. I think all the drivers so far kind of like it because it kind of changes things up. It throws a little bit of a wild card in the mix, so it kind of has fun. It kind of changes. If you're the guy that draws 13, it can really give you an advantage.
Yeah.
So maybe somebody has to drive a little harder. But, again, it also brings a lot of strategy into play. Do you want to go earlier? Do you want to go later? I think going later in this course will be a huge advantage. I think those dirt hills are going to, in theory, turn into a highway by the end, or a lot safer, a lot easier by the end of the day.
Wear the top down a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the biggest thing. Obviously, Daniel probably has that same idea. The rocks aren't going to change at all. I just see the dirt hills changing, coming a little easier, knocking the tops off them up a little bit. So, and that way, hopefully, it'll be a little faster. Again, Daniel, I think that's what he's kind of betting on it. So,
we've got a question of when do you run, Matt?
I'm number 20, so I'll be second to last to go. Again, Daniel Heckley will run last. I'll run last. Me and Dan Bowman switched. Dan texted me and said, do you need to switch? I said, I do. I said, you want to? And then I realized he had 20. I was like, absolutely, we need to switch. That way I can be here to start the production show, and then hopefully I can finish, wrap up, run over here, and still wrap up the show.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that was nice of Dan.
Yeah. Usually I'll try to, if I'm the first guy to go because I do production and I race, I usually try to kind of be the second or third guy to go at least. That way I can let a few guys go. But it worked out with he wanted to trade numbers, and I was very thankful for that. So, and again, kind of Dan was the first guy we saw come out and the first bounce we saw make that course. He had a rough time with that. Being able to kind of clear that top level off.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what was going on, and again, huge shout out to Dan for biting that bullet and being the first guy out there and kind of figuring it out, and again, kind of showing the line to everybody. So far, I think everybody's kind of followed that tight right corner and going from there. So I think we'll see that kind of play out this afternoon, and I do think we are going to see those smooth out a little bit, and that's what Daniel's kind of betting on. But hearing some radio traffic.
Listening to the radio there.
Sounds like they're trying to get Josh off the hill.
I think we're very close to having a course clear.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in with us online today. I've been seeing a lot of comments on here. Hope you guys are all having a good day. You can throw your location in here. Tell us where you're watching from. We always love to see that. It's fascinating how widespread the audience is for our racing. It's one thing when you've been involved with it for years, and it's it's natural for us to come out here and do this kind of stuff and be part of it, but it's always cool to also be like, oh hey, we have people in other countries that also enjoy this. It's not just our little niche audience here in the Southeast or whatever. So love to see where you guys are tuning in from. If you are just joining us, we are at Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Bernstadt, Kentucky. We're not too far from Richmond.
Richmond, Kentucky, yep.
Yep, so I've been told.
Yeah. Shout out.
I just followed my GPS to get
Shout out to all my EKU grads. Woohoo! So, yeah, I have some friends that'll tune in the show, and I met them at EKU, so appreciate that. And again, being kind of cool. And then right now they have a Buc-ee's right on the edge of Richmond. So usually we'll stop at Buc-ee's, and then another 30 minutes you're here. Stop, get some snacks, top off all the fuels, So
can't pass up Buc-ee's.
No, you can't. Definitely not. Yeah, Taylor. He enjoys
try that?
He enjoys their snacky snacks as well.
Oh. Taylor has a little tip for you guys. You can't stay overnight in the Buc-ee's parking lot.
Yeah.
Not right in front of the building, at least.
All right. Sounds like we're getting our course cleared up here. You got Randall Keys pulling up in that race line starting gate.
There's a nice shot of Undertaker. Randall Key is behind the wheel. Randall comes from Wadawi, Alabama to race with us.
Wow. It's a long way away.
And Randall has the distinction of being, I think, the only driver in the series that has been racing since 2012 when the series started.
Yeah, he's definitely the OG. Again, Randall running an independent front and independent rear suspension buggy here.
Sounding a little rough right now, though.
Yeah, he was up on the hill last night making some fast passes, I think, trying to clean everything out.
Oh, and he tried to cut real far across the rock face there. I don't think that was the line, though.
Yeah, you can tell he's revving it up, trying to clear that engine out. Come on, get up there. There you go. He's made it up the hill.
Oh, who put that tree there?
He's made it up the hill.
It's
Unfortunately, he is kind of pressing on a tree. Oh, man.
One thing I do like to note about Randall for our audience that might be newer to the series and our drivers, Randall's actually paralyzed from the waist down, so he drives completely with hand controls. So there's a lot of multitasking going on in the buggy. That's, steering, throttle, brake, shifting, rear steer.
Yes.
And it's always amazing to me what Randall is able to do in the race buggy. Man, he is working for it right now on the Yukon Do It hill.
He is. Yeah, you can definitely tell having a much lower center of gravity in this buggy is definitely helping him out right now. He's gotten a pretty wild ride so far.
Randall's just trying to get himself a skinny pedal nomination right now. Oh, and he might have it.
Dang it. Get back on your wheels.
Wait. Oh, man. Oh, no.
Absolutely does it. Heck yeah.
Oh, and the crowd out here loved that. They're excited for him. We are too.
Gonna get the safety crew pull up and make sure he's okay.
Nope.
Wow.
Oh, man. Randall's been racing hard and putting on a show since 2012 with this series, y'all. Who said that? Guys, we have an Amsoil action shot to share with you. I think Randall got himself a skinny pedal nomination today.
How old is he now? 51?
Get her done. Bill's still putting it back on all 4 tires.
Oh, we're laughing at some radio comments. You know, the real show out here is what happens behind the scenes. A lot of it happens on the radio. Yes, someday we will have a paid subscription, and you will get access to the radio chatter.
We have to see.
It'll be great.
You have to submit an ID first to make sure you're like 18 or older. But some of our live chats that we have going on the radio, you have to sign a waiver.
An NDA, yeah.
Yeah. Because it is not necessarily kid-friendly or politically correct, all the things.
It's not so bad. Mostly it's just funny.
It's really just funny stuff.
But, yeah, you got to be – it's behind the scenes. So, you know, that would be like a paid subscription to get access to that.
I would pay for that. Yeah, it would be awesome.
Oh, good times. Like a backstage pass.
Yeah,
we need to start selling that. You can come sit in the production trailer with us.
Yeah.
You can have a radio. We'll give you a radio. You can sit and listen.
It's like Formula One. We get a headset that plugs into the radio, and they can listen to all the traffic.
Yeah, who would pay for that out there, guys? Just curious.
I think we could have some people pay for that. Yeah. Yeah.
Always fun. Always fun with the race fam.
Yeah, Ninja said he'd love that. Yeah, it would be awesome. I promise you. It's a good time. We have some pretty ornery people here.
We have fun out here.
Yeah. And half of it it's stuff like people repeating stuff that the drivers say to each other.
Yeah.
Or they'll be talking while somebody's running and somebody will make a joke on the live feed or on the radio. So it's quite comical. Again, great shot there. Up at the top of the hill, you can see all the crowd packed in. They literally have carved those steps into that mountain so people can put easy ups and side-by-sides there, and it works amazing.
Yeah, we definitely got to give props to Wildcat and their staff and crew here for working hard to prep the event area for us. I'm sure all the spectators appreciate it as well. You know, it's more than you think because you need more than just a place for everyone to sit. They got to be able to drive in here, get in and out, move through the parking area and the crowd. They like to have their easy ups. You got to have room for all that. So Wildcat does a really great job with that. So shout out to those guys for sure.
Yes, and they have porta potties close, which we appreciate.
We have a request for a driver profile from Randall. We'll see if we can snag an interview or something like that for you guys. We'd love to share more, or have Randall share more with you.
All right, y'all give it up. He got him off the hill. That's Randall Key, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm telling you, these guys are flying. He have no quit in his heart, I promise you. We love his sport. Y'all pay him off as he comes around.
Jay Stewarts is on the line now. We already talked to you guys a little bit earlier about the swapping of buggies that has gone on in the last couple months, and obviously Jay is now in the general that you see on the line there. Josh Krapinski driving Forward Play from Jay, and Justin Hoback driving Showstopper 2.0 from Jay. So Jay's been, a little bit like the Goldilocks, maybe, tested them all out. He's getting that seat time for sure. I can't wait to see what the new bouncer is like.
Me too. I think it's going to be just gnarly. All right. Jay Stewart's clock is hot. Jay's had very limited seat time in this buggy, so he's definitely still getting the field out. I know Wizzo was down here doing some shock tuning for him, so we'll see if it handles a little smoother. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
His buggy is...
Oh, I thought
No! I thought it was going back on all the tires. Dang it.
Oh,
Dang
no.
it.
And we're back to it being the Yukon not do it.
Yeah,
hill.
not do it. Again, we're getting a thumbs up. I think that was Cody Kaysen up there giving us a thumbs up. Dang it. They're going to try to flip it up over? Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Zach was like, no.
Yeah, no.
You know what? Jay's just breaking it in properly in the Jay Stewarts kind of way.
I like it.
That's all.
I like it.
Let's check out that Amsoil action shot.
Just kind of slid sideways just enough.
So Jay said he sold both his buggies at the end of last season, not totally sure what his plan was going to be, and then very quickly decided he was not ready to quit racing. So he's having a new bouncer built currently. Won't be done until later this spring, waiting on some parts. So before coming to Windrock, he was still trying to figure out what he was going to be driving in the bouncer class. Matt talked a little bit earlier about how he ended up with the General from Clint Evans, is who we used to see driving it in the series. And so we got the General back out here today, and looking forward to seeing him in the new bouncer in a few months, which he says will definitely be another Ford-powered buggy. So don't worry, guys. Jay's still on Team Ford.
Yes, definitely. He's definitely a Ford guy.
Yukon Park there. Yeah, I like that. I see you guys requesting some driver interviews. We actually used to do that a couple years ago. We would do interviews on the starting line for a couple different reasons. That it was just hard to do logistically, hard to hear when the motors are running, hard to pipe it in to the live feed, just a few different technical reasons. It wasn't working out as smoothly as we wanted. But I know that you guys do enjoy hearing from the drivers, as we all do. So, well, maybe we can see if we can work something like that back into the show again.
Yeah, that would be super cool.
Taylor, do we have any of our track features? Boo. I'm gonna quit asking you for stuff, Taylor. Hey, you don't know unless you ask, right? Who was it? I mean, we could do the Windrock recap. Now you're telling me no? Taylor doesn't know what he wants to do today, guys. He's struggling.
He's like, I'm going to get snacky.
Which you guys would know if you had the behind-the-scenes pass.
That doesn't exist.
That doesn't yet exist.
But we're going to get it. There has to be a way to get, like, we could just post a camera up in the back corner and then pipe in the audio from the radios, put it to a channel. It's like $20 a month to log in.
So we got some in-booth interviews between runs or classes. We actually do all that too. It often depends on the layout of where we're at. Right now, the trailer is pretty far away from the pits, and it is difficult to pull drivers away from the pits when they're in between runs, wanting to walk the hills, work on things, all understandably, of course. So we often do snag a driver and bring them up here for an interview, but probably won't be able to do that here today.
And some drivers, I know myself, once I'm in race mode and I'm locked in,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to people, I don't want to think about anything, because people will come up and ask you questions and want to chit-chat. Once I'm locked in race mode, I want to just focus on racing. Once I'm done, then we can chat all you want. So a lot of guys, it's more of they're trying to get their mindset, kind of like a professional basketball player or something. Once they get in that mindset, they want to kind of be there. So
we'll see what we can work on for you guys, though. Don't worry, we've thought about it all before.
Yes.
But there are technical aspects to consider
This
as well.
park is also really hard just because of geographical location. Looks like we're about to get a course clear.
Got that nice looking new wrap for Cooper Bentley. Buggy's looking sharp.
All right, Cooper Bentley here in our race line starting gate. We're hearing clock is hot.
All right, Cooper's coming off a second-place win from our season opener at Windrock just a few weeks ago. He also finished 4th overall for the 2024 season. The time to beat right now on this course is a 98 from Nick Reich. Man, Cooper's sailing right up that.
Launched up that left side, or that right side, I mean. Ooh. Kind of skipping through that 3-foot ledge there. Again, watching these dirt ledges here. Perfect.
Cooper, stop. You're making it look easy.
He really is.
Nice. I think that this is definitely the smoothest run that we've probably seen so far in the bouncer class, course 1.
There we go.
Nicely done.
That's a 96.859 breeze.
And your new leader.
Wow!
Cooper Bentley setting the bar high for the rest of the pack right now. We are halfway through course 1 for the RCB Axle bouncer class. Cooper in the lead with that 96, then followed by Nick Reich now with a 98. And then, Brandon Davis with a 107. Ben Driscoll on the line now.
Ben Driscoll coming out of Indiana. Not too far from us Illinois boys. He picked up this buggy midway through last season. Definitely has got some seat time, feeling pretty comfortable in it.
Yeah, you guys might recognize this one as Misfit.
Yes. Did some
Reject Fab buggy.
Did some wild driving at our last race.
Driving that Misfit buggy, the poster child for Reject Fab. That is a super capable buggy. It's all up to the driver.
Ben has been racing here and there with us for 2 years, but hopes to put in a full season this year. And we hope to see him here all season too. Going for that skinny pedal nomination again. Look at that. And he landed it.
Ben strikes himself as a bit of a wild man. You can definitely see that mud and dirt getting worked out a little bit there.
All right, do that, but do it faster.
He's trying to get himself situated on the line that he wants up there.
He really is, and I think Josh Krapinski, knocked that stump down a little bit earlier, which might give you a little bit more of a straightaway to kind of head up there.
All right, he is getting a full head start up this hill.
Here we go.
Come on, Ben. You can do it.
You can do it. Come on, Ben.
And it looks like we've got Daniel and Cody down there telling Ben something. I don't think anything's broke. But it looks like he might be pulling off.
Maybe trying to get a better lineup at it. Oh,
man.
Dang it. He is so close.
Come on, stay with it, Ben. Oh, no.
You can definitely hear that motor starting to eat.
Oh, he gave it everything he could on this Yukon Do It hill. Unfortunately, it was a Yukon roll down the hill today.
And again, not uncommon what we've seen several drivers do so far. So,
we got the thumbs up. They're going to get him recovered off the hill. Man, heck of a run from Ben Driscoll, though. He was giving it all he had on the hill.
Man, you hate to see that. Heck of a driver. Definitely put in some work. So, unfortunately, wasn't going to get the points he wanted today, but he did do an awesome job there. And shout out to Ben Driscoll.
All right, we've got a couple of Amsoil action shots to share with you guys.
Again, just coming up there, just letting that buggy do work. Unfortunately, kind of bounced him a little bit too much sideways.
There's so many factors that come into play on an obstacle like this. I mean, we just watched Cooper Bentley sail right up it, no problem at all. But a lot of it, it's driver experience and seat time.
Yeah.
Not just with that specific buggy that you're in, but overall in general. And then you've got things like wheelbase, that come into play. And even what position you have in the lineup and how much it might have gotten the obstacle starting to get undercut or either drying out or getting muddier.
Yeah.
So a lot of things come into play, a lot of factors on an obstacle like this.
I think that wheelbase does come into a huge play there.
Mm-hmm.
I think we see that a lot sometimes with some of our bigger ledges. Guys who have really long bases do well, or guys who have really short bases do, or maybe the middle of the pack does great, but guys with really short, really long have trouble. So it's kind of interesting to see how sometimes that unfolds.
And just picking the right line.
Yeah.
Coming into it with the right wheel speed that you need, and
a
lot of different stuff can make a quick change out here.
Yeah, dang it, you hate to see that for Ben. Getting a heck of a guy, come out and, so like I said, started racing with a few years ago and picked up this chassis like middle of the year last year and did some awesome driving.
Yeah.
think he brought this to Rush Off-Road Park in Rush, Kentucky for the first time. And
hopefully we'll be able to see him. We'll be seeing him all season this year.
that was May 4th last year. That was my birthday. The only reason I remember the date.
I was like, oh, how do you remember that?
The only reason, because it was pouring buckets on my birthday, and it was just a nightmare course for everybody that day.
That was a rainy one.
It was funny because Jack, it was like sprinkling, kind of raining, and Jack pulls the starting gate, and it started like really pouring hard. And then we had Jack and somebody else went. Jay starts back in, and it just starts like buckets on. I felt so bad for Jay. I mean, just started pouring buckets on him. But that's racing.
That's racing sometimes. Taylor, do you need to turn DVR on? Okay. Matt, speaking of Jack.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Should we share?
We can absolutely do that real quick.
Okay.
We have a little breakdown minute.
But before you run out to go get buckled in.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So we have a Skinny Pedal Award to give away from our race at Windrock, and unfortunately, Jack's not actually here today. He's got a stunt double filling in for him. But Jack Porter is going to be taking home the Skinny Pedal Award.
Heck yeah!
For his beat down, entertaining, definite use of the Skinny Pedal at Windrock. He ended up leaving a whole wheel on the course.
He really did. Again, we can say a lot of guys drive the wheels off. Jack actually drove the wheels off.
He sure did. So he's going to get to take home a Skinny Pedal Award for that. And speaking of, we've got Larry Krog on the line right now. Larry is running for Jack Porter's points today.
Just ripping out that race line starting gate. Again, Larry Krog took a few years off, came back, and this is his second race, and just obviously like he never left. He is just running so smooth. Again, also running that chromoly chassis, very lightweight buggy. Watching him zip up some of these hills, I think, won't be too much of an issue.
Uh-oh.
I know Larry's mom, Kathy's watching with us today. Get back
on.
There we go. I was like stuttering as I was talking there. We were like, he's going to make it. Again, Larry came from a circle track background doing some dirt track racing, so he is no stranger to getting out there and just hammering down.
Well, Jack picked a good stunt driver for him. Jack, we were just saying, won our Skinny Pedal Award for the race at Windrock a few weeks ago. He drove the wheel right off.
Yeah.
And I think Larry Krog's just trying to channel his inner Jack Porter out on the hill right now.
And that may be getting a muddy mess right now. Again, Larry, no stranger to getting out there and getting it done. Maybe try to back up and get a little more run at it.
I think that front left tire
didn't
look quite right.
When he was landing up there, it looked like that front end
was shuddering back and forth a lot. Yeah, I noticed that too.
And I don't know if his buggy does that typically, or maybe that was the terrain, or maybe there's something broken, a link bar or something in the front there.
Yep, I noticed that same stuff. It didn't look quite right. So Larry did go ahead and pull off the hill, but man, he gave it a good shot at that Yukon Do It hill. And we do have an Amsoil action shot to share with you.
Wow. Again, he might have had something, a link bar or something let go on the front end, and like I said, got a little bit of a shimmy there. So.
Yep. Taylor, do you want to take a quick cut in here and show them the Skinny Pedal Award before we put it down? See what Jack Porter. We got to get it to catch the light.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that golden trophy there. Kind of did something. Jonathan Shepard designed this award a few years ago, and as he did a giant play button, he's had big charms. He has had all kinds of great trophies, so I'm trying to stay with that same theme.
All right, and we've got Clayton Smith on the line now. Here we go with Clayton Smith, the other member of the reclaimed racing team.
Get this Gold Rush buggy out there, going to do work. Out there just romping. Again, all of the reclaimed racing teams got fresh rebuilt engines this year. They even have some spare stuff sitting around.
That's always handy.
Whoa, buddy.
Oh! Whoa!
Get back. Oh, man. I for sure thought he was definitely going to land it back on all four. That was a monster leap.
I think these guys are trying to outdo each other for the wildest roll down the hill right now.
That was a wild ride.
We've been calling it the Yukon Do It Hill, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Yukon either make it or Yukon roll to the bottom currently.
And I think that the bottom must be getting dug out there because it's just, we watched several guys launch up. Again, we're going to cut to that Amsoil action shot here.
I'm wondering if Daniel Heckley is regretting his decision to go last now.
And you can see he cut the wheel back and gassed it and brought it down. Unfortunately, it just kind of kicked out from underneath him. He did about everything you could do right there. Until it started barrel rolling. At that point, you're kind of just along for the ride. But Clayton, one of our youngest drivers out there, and usually able to make some quick decisions, get it put back on all four wheels, but unfortunately not quick enough this time.
Bad news is Clayton didn't make it. Good news is if you came here to see a wreck, you are in luck.
Yeah, that was some very fast barrel rolls for Clayton. So there's not a whole lot you can do when everything's happening that quickly.
When he landed here, it was still pretty sideways, and I think he kind of felt it start to go. So you can see he cut the wheels all the way driver and kind of gassed it.
He was hoping to be able to drive out of it.
And right about here,
there.
he was.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it just kicked over the back end. That much weight going that way, it just kind of kicked over, and unfortunately was not able to put it back on all fours. Heck of a job driving, though, by Clayton Smith there.
And Clayton's been racing with us for 2 years now. He says he started out trail riding most of his life, but once he saw one of these events, he knew he had to try it out.
All right, while they get him flipped back over, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, Amsoil specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you, and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at Amsoil.com.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica-reinforced T4 tread compound. Power-ply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
If Amsoil products are engineered for this kind of punishment, you can trust them in your garage. Shop by vehicle to find everything you need for your ride. Get the protection you demand and performance you deserve with fast, free shipping from Amsoil.com.
So we were a sponsor of SRS in 2012, the first year, and we built our product to the racers. They had a need, and we had a solution. They were breaking parts, breaking axles, and we were able to build the strongest axles on the planet for them. We developed the Big Bell CV over that period of time as well, which is the 40 spline, 47 spline stuff that you see in a majority of the rock bouncers. And we've also developed UTV for the UTV buggies and the stock class racers. We've got products for that as well. So we've really utilized this racing to develop and work with these guys the best product available. So over the years, we've worked really closely with drivers like Tim Cameron. He's been very helpful helping us develop this product line for the UTV, the rock bouncer, and he's been quite successful himself doing the racing, as well as a ton of others. We couldn't be here without these guys testing our product and doing these things, pushing us to the limit to help them push them to the limit.
All right, so this is our XT tire, and this is the 35, 10, 15. It's the biggest tire that we make for a UTV. And this is the road compound. We have two different compounds. As you can see, it's kind of hard to squeeze these together. This is going to last you a lot longer if you're just doing trail riding, riding on asphalt to get to the trails. If you're trailering and you're only going to be on trails, then I'd recommend our trail compound. And it's much softer. It will grip and grab those rocks really well. That's what the majority of our drivers that we sponsor use, the XC trail compound. But we also have our AMP tire. And this is a 6-ply tire. The XT is the 8-ply. It's got really tough sidewalls. And in fact, one of our drivers took first place in the Bounty Series last race in Hot Springs with this tire. So those are the two main tires that our racers use. And you can get any of these tires and the wheels that they're mounted on through Rock Life as well.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, Amsoil specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at Amsoil.com.
Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
RCV Performance specializes in axle manufacturing. We've been doing this for a little over 80 years on a variety of different products. We really specialized into the racing and rock balancing and all that about 15, 20 years ago, got into the specialized aftermarket automotive stuff, and we love it. So what sets RCV apart from the rest is we use a CV, whereas that replaces the U-joint in solid axle applications. So your custom 14-bolt, Dana 80, Dana 60, 44, Jeep JK, everything that has a solid front axle, we'll replace that U-joint, put a CV in, which will give you a smoother power delivery, stronger at angle, and overall better performance. So we make RCVs for everything from Suzuki Samurai to Jeep to Toyota, all the way to Rockwell, custom, whatever, you name it, we got it. So reach out to us, rcvperformance.com. Check us out online.
So we have 3 different beadlock wheels that most of our guys use. We have the teardrop, we have the twisted, and then we have the twisted black. So we have a machine version of the twisted, and then we have the black. We have these in 14 and 15 inch, all 4 lug. But we'll be coming out with, in addition to some of the tires I was talking about earlier that we're coming out with, we're going to have a new line of wheels come out. Some of those will be 5 lug to keep up with some of the new manufacturing that's happening in the UTV world. But the beadlock wheels that we're selling right now, Rock Life and those guys carry these as well. So right now we're having some specials on them. So I'd recommend if you need a set of beadlocks, you're not going to find any cheaper than those.
If Amsoil products are engineered for this kind of punishment, you can trust them in your garage. Shop by vehicle to find everything you need for your ride. Get the protection you demand and performance you deserve with fast, free shipping from Amsoil.com.
All right, we are back here at Wildcat Off-Road Park for the second race of the National Rock Racing Association. A little quick commercial break as we get people recovered, make sure we get the course clear. We got some of our drivers getting ready. Again, we've had several pretty violent DNFs in the bouncer class on an area that I didn't think we'd have. So, good buddy of mine.
It seems like that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, good buddy of mine, Alex Anderson, messaged me on Snapchat. He runs the Ribcage buggy, red and white buggy. And he was messaging me that he thinks that left side might be utilized a little bit more. He said might be a little bit more smoother transaction with guys having so much trouble on that right-hand side. So looks like I think they've got pretty much everybody out of the way. Again, I'm not sure what Clayton broke, but they are dragging it all the way down. So I'm not sure if he'll be coming back for the second course or not.
Hate that for him.
Yeah. Get our recovery crew off.
Looks like Dustin Medley on the line.
He just picked this buggy up not too long ago.
Did he race this at Windrock? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did, but sometimes I miss drivers when I've been running back and forth the buggy, so.
At any rate, Dustin is new to the bouncer class for this season. He has been racing in the UTV class as well. You guys might recognize this buggy as Unfinished Business.
Wow.
Just made this hill.
Just made it look so smooth.
Look like a speed bump.
Yeah. He flew right up that hill.
All right, I'm curious to see how he's going to handle the rest of the course now. Easing down the Mickey Thompson Mountain here.
Again, that center section is pretty violent. Looks like he's going to try to set up and maybe pick a little more of that right line. The good part is there's a bank to the right side, so you're not really going to fall too far to the right side. Out there making it look easy.
Dustin says that he hadn't raced for over 10 years.
Wow.
So glad to see him back out here. We like having him join the series with us. Clearly looks like he's still got it, even with a little bit of a break in his racing career. He wants to give a shout out to Off-Road Performance, Pro EFI, RCV, B&K, and Harris Metalworks.
Wow.
And he is through the finish line. 121.328 for Dustin Medley. And that is Chris Grigg in the starting line now.
Coming launching out there. That new orange wrap. Also saw he wrapped his side-by-side as well.
Hey, you got to have some cohesion among the fleet,
Heck
you know?
Chris put on a wild ride at the Windrock Off-Road Park.
He sure did. Whoa! And he is doing the same here at Wildcat.
Definitely just manhandling that course. Taking his time, bouncing through there. There we go. Nice smooth job by Chris Grigg. Letting her eat on this rock course. Get her done. There he goes.
Chris comes out from Kernersville, North Carolina to race with us in this 2023 wide open design rocket ship chassis. And he is putting this thing to work today. There it is.
That's a 114.993 for Mr. Chris Grigg. Impressive run.
Clint Garrison.
All right, we got Clint Garrison pulling the line.
One of them rejected fabricated buggies.
All right, Clint Garrison coming on that race line starting gate.
Clint finished 5th place overall for our 2024 season in the Unlimited Bouncer class, which is no small feat.
There we go.
I think Clint's superpower is that he just lays down such consistently good, smooth, fast runs. And when you look at the season overall, being consistent and collecting the points is what really makes the difference. You could have a driver maybe with ending up on the podium, maybe here and there, but not as consistent of a season overall. Which is fine. A lot of our drivers aren't necessarily in it for the season. They're, it's per event. But guys like Clint just being really consistent with their runs, pulling in all those points, and then he's able to finish top 5 for last year.
Wow.
And he is on par for a really good, smooth run right now. Clint had a stunt double filling in for him at Winrock for our season opener. Glad to see him back out here in person today.
Man, that motor is definitely singing.
Let's check that time. .614. That is a second place time right now on course 1 for the bouncer class. What did I tell you guys?
That's impressive.
Smooth and consistent. So Cooper Bentley is still in the lead right now with a 96, now followed by Clint Garrison with that 97, and then Nick Reich with a 98.
All right, guys, before we take off here, I'm going to hop out, and I'll see you guys here in a little while.
All right, Matt, good luck. Have fun. Ethan Jones is on the course. And I've got Trip Pullen joining me up in the booth right now.
It has been a good day out here of racing already,
It
Bree.
sure has.
This Yukon wall has really changed.
You know what we're calling it, Trip?
What?
The Yukon Do It.
Oh, you can
You
do it.
can
I
do it
love
all.
it. Well, we supposed to find out right here if he can
That's
do
right.
it. Oh, he's
walking right
up.
up. Nicely done from Ethan Jones.
This is an amazing race course Clyde's laid out today for these guys. And gals. I forget about Madison.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, this area here at Wildcat is so awesome to race on. We're able to fit in all the courses for our different classes and keep it all in the same area that's so spectator friendly. And this course really allows us for a lot of different features. We've got the rock wall, the Yukon Do It wall. We've got a little bit of a flat, faster section down here at the bottom and in the middle. And then, of course, we've got the up and down hill climbs, too. So got to keep these guys on their toes, huh, Trip?
Oh, yeah, I love that new dirt wall they made also. So,
and that's been a little bit of a challenge for some of our drivers this weekend. The
Yes,
spider step-ups. Ethan Jones is sailing right through this course, though. With a 110.442. That was Ethan Jones. Nicely done.
nice, smooth run for sure for him.
I believe we've got a new driver coming up to the line now, Robert Winrick.
Well, he's going to get broke in real good today. I'm loving this wind out here today, but this weather's awesome. But a little bit of this wind we get every once in a while is just making the whole difference.
Yep, it's a beautiful day out here. Beautiful weekend here at Wildcat, and we are definitely enjoying it.
Look at this crowd. We've got everybody. Yesterday was a huge crowd. I turned around today, and there are even more people here.
It's a great day to be outside watching some racing.
Yes, it is.
And here we go with Robert Winrick. This is Robert's first time racing with us, I believe. Let's see how he handles the Yukon Do It Hill.
We're fixing to see right here.
Whoa!
I like the airtime, but he's up.
He just jumped right to the top of it.
I'm going to say he's been racing somewhere before here, so. Oh, yeah.
Easing on down that Mickey Thompson Mountain over the Raceline Rocks.
See if he can handle the spider wall here. Up.
There's one.
Here it goes.
Oh.
And he laid it on over.
Man, we hate to see that.
Well, hey, that's what they say. You had it going until you don't.
Yeah, and especially after already completing the rest of the difficult part of the course. Hate to see that happen right there. He is not the first victim of the spider step-ups. We have already seen several little tip-overs right there.
Yeah, started off with Daniel, and he got hung up 3 or 4 times there.
Yeah, between our UTV classes racing on UTV Bounty this morning, and we had a lot of the same issues here. You know, sometimes there's those spots on the course where you know it's going to be trouble and you're expecting the carnage there, but then there's the surprising ones where you kind of catch you a little off guard and it ends up being more difficult than everybody thinks it was going to be.
Let's give them a rundown. Who's on top right now?
Let's see. Cooper Bentley is in the lead with a 96.8. And then we've got Clint Garrison with a 97.6. Nick Reich with a 98.7. Let me double check.
That's tight right there. 1, 2, and 3 is just right there.
Yep, we got 96, 97, 98. And then we've got Brandon Davis with a 107. And then after that, I think it will be Ethan Jones with a 110. That's your top 5 right now. We do have an Amsoil action shot to share with you. Yeah, Robert had a great run going. We hate to see it end like that, but as we say, that's racing.
It's not over until you finish.
That's right. Luckily, this should be a pretty easy recovery. They've already about got him back on all fours. Tripp, what are your thoughts on our weekend of racing out here?
It's been a wonderful day. I got here Wednesday afternoon with Clyde, and we went to right at dark, went to look at the lookout over there, went and rode, him and Bill, and went and rode through Jurassic Park, and I just seeing some old memories of when we put on me and Joey put on some races here, and the survival racing. It was just some good memories back on. This park is amazing. Just to come ride, if you're not here, just not to come watch the racing, but just go ride.
Yeah.
I was talking to people this morning. They're like, where are you at last night? We were riding, and I was like, man, I just miss those days.
You know, I have not gotten to do much riding out here at Wildcat before. Really hit the trails. It's, always racing.
Yes.
Is the priority when we're here, but I would love to. I'm sure I've heard that it's a beautiful park
It is.
and lots of great destinations to, hit on the trails out here. So
Yep.
maybe next time.
That's what we'll have to we got the finals coming up here. So
That's right. We'll be here again later this year in October.
mark your calendar for that.
And speaking of the rest of our season, while we've got a little time here, let's go ahead and do a little rundown of what the calendar is looking like for the rest of the year.
I know I'm already excited about in like 2 weeks Hot Springs. That's real close to the house.
We've got a lot going on this spring. Like it's we're jam packed. We're hitting it hard with all the races. So our next one that you just mentioned will be at Hot Springs, Arkansas, and that's April 11th and 12th. Then we'll be in Rush, Kentucky at the end of April. Beginning of May will be Fiddler's Bend, Oklahoma. I've been to that one before.
Clyde went out there a couple of weeks ago.
Then in June, we'll be at Good Evening Ranch in West Virginia. Beginning of August, Pretty Place, Tennessee, which I like because it's only like an hour from my house. That's awesome. End of August, Hot Pride, Alabama. Definitely a classic destination for the series. Middle of September, Rush Springs Ranch in Missouri. And then finals in October back here at Wildcat. You guys can go to nationalrockracing.com if you want to look up that calendar and make your plans for the rest of the season.
Looks like we've got one of the OGs on the line, Little Tim. I love this new buggy he's come out with this year.
Too rowdy.
And it is. Me and him have a good thing. We look at each other sometime and we turn our hat around backwards. That means it's ready. We're ready.
Well, if he had a hat on under that helmet right now, I'm sure it would be backwards.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Oh, yeah.
Here we go with Little Tim Bacon and Too Rowdy hitting course 1 here at Wildcat.
What's he going to do with the heel here? Oh, he got a little bit off. It pushed him to the left a little bit. He's going to line back up here.
It's definitely starting to get the more undercut, a little bit chewed out at the bottom of the rock face there.
I saw those guys want to go up there. It's at least 10 or 12 foot hole there. Right there.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if you've never been to a race in person and you're just used to watching on camera. You got to realize everything is steeper in person. The hills, the rock walls, whatever it is, it's always steeper in person. And the downhills, you might think, man, why aren't they just blasting down there faster than that? That's because they're pointed almost vertically down the hill sometimes.
Yes.
And you gotta a little checking up can go a long way sometimes in this sport.
Oh, he's got the first one knocked out. Oh, he made it look easy.
And there's not going to be any checkup from Tim Bacon for the rest of this course now.
Now he's got one turn left here at the top.
All right, and you know what I like to say, Trip? It's all downhill from here.
That's right. Looks like he's been doing some homework at home. He's got this buggy dialed in.
Tim wants to give a shout out to Hearthside Cabin Rentals, Cleveland Fasteners, Dempsey Drilling, Roebuck Construction, Wicked Miss Off-Road Clothing, Double Bogey Beef Jerky, 40 Spline, his wife and kids and pit crew. And that is a 122.673 for Little Tim Bacon.
Now, pulling to the line yesterday, this was one of my favorite things to see in the pit. I saw a limousine. I was like, yeah, I get down there. It's got this buggy hooked to it.
Dude, I did the same thing. I did such a double take. First just for the limo, and then to realize it had the trailer with the buggy on it behind it.
He said it was an awesome drive with him and his family down, about 45-minute drive.
That is not something you see every day. This is Connor Flynn out on the course in Bullzilla. Another Ford-powered buggy out here.
Big 7.3 Godzilla motor.
Let's see how it handles
Here
Yukon Do-It wall.
Oh, it pitched him. He grabbed reverse real quick. Looks like he's going to get it lined back up. He's thinking about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is.
Nice.
He made it. He made it work then. It's that little bit of hesitation sometimes it separates them. That one burp of the throttle. He's got it pointed in the right direction here.
Oh, and he is flying down that Mickey Thompson mountain. You know, this being a rear engine bouncer is also makes it a little bit unique out here.
Does. It's real light up front.
Oh,
look at that.
Right
he's keeping all fours on the ground and putting it work. Oh, I see a flash of smoke there. Yep, he's on fire. I thought I saw something. Big fire. Big fire.
All right.
Be ready at the finish line, guys.
We've got all of our recovery on standby, ready for him. Connor has no idea. He's just headed for that finish line. He had one goal in mind. With a 122.392, Connor literally on fire out on this course.
He went so fast. He was going fast. He wasn't stopping till he got to the finish line. He knew he had a good.
He was on a mission.
It looks to be all good up there. It was just a small little something. So safety crews all on top of course.
Another big shout out to our safety and recovery. We've got our EMT crews out here, and then we've got our staff and volunteer recovery crew. So always want to give those guys plenty of recognition and a big shout out for helping us keep everybody safe and keep things moving smoothly here on race days. This is also a good time to note that the bouncer class requires fire suppression systems for all the buggies. I'm not sure if Connor used his there or not, but that is one of our safety requirements. You know, Tripp, the sport has changed a lot from the beginning when you and I first got into it, when Clyde first started the series in 2012.
Yes, it did.
We had what would compare to today's safety standards and features pretty minimal. I would say it was pretty minimal when we started. But you know, the sport has progressed. The buggies have progressed so much. The technology and what we're able to do with them. The courses are even more extreme a lot of times. So I mean, we've got a lot more power that we're driving up these hills now. So the safety standards have had to progress along with the sport. So what we used to allow and race with, you know, would definitely not pass muster these days. So
definitely safety has really stepped up. I'm very happy for Clyde and his crew for all the safety precautions they take. You know, it's a strict deal. I mean, going home to your family is the most important after all this. And Clyde and them stress this, you know, every time we have these drivers meeting. That's the main thing. Be safe. Take care of each other. You know, not just here, but you know, when you're out doing wheeling and just in life in general. Take care of your fellow people.
Put your seatbelt on.
That's
you know, wear your helmet when you're
Speak
out
up.
on the trails.
That's it. That's right.
Yep.
See something, say something. As they
That's
say.
right. So some of the safety requirements for our drivers would be like a fire suit. We wear Hans devices, full face helmets, the fire suppression system that I mentioned, fire extinguishers on the interior and exterior of the buggy, wrist restraints. So your arms, you know, make sure you stay inside the vehicle, even if you got a wild rollover or something. So those are just the basics of our safety requirements out here for all of our drivers.
And speaking of how it's progressed, a lot of those guys in the pits were saying, Tripp, what do you think about these hills? You think you still got it? And I was thinking, I don't really know, man. These hills, it's a lot changed.
It's a little different,
a lot
isn't
has
it?
changed.
Yep.
The pace has changed. The equipment's changed.
Yep.
The hills have changed. So, but I'm enjoying being back, and it's wonderful to see everybody.
Yeah, we're glad to have you out here hanging with us, Tripp. We talked a little bit last time. Tripp and I obviously have some history in the sport and in the series together. Tripp is the one that first got me into racing in 2012. My dad and I were at the event to film, to put some episodes together for our show 4x4 Nation. But Tripp, he talked me into racing in the juggy.
Man, we had so much fun.
Oh man. I had no idea what I was doing. I watched Bobby Tanner go up the hill and Richie Keith go up the hill, and I was like, okay, I can do that. Yeah, no problem.
Are we next?
Yeah.
Are we next?
Go. Oh man, the juggy went home in pieces that day. Let's just say we winched it on the trailer. Yeah, but you know, here we are. Here we are, still from there. The rest is history. Yep, we're still in it, still enjoying it. Still loving being with the race fam and getting to enjoy all this racing action. So, yep, good times.
How could you not come out here with your friends? Look at the people out here. I seen them had grills going a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
I could smell it, and I was like, man, just think what a big steak would do right now.
This is like the best of like tailgating. Plus, you're getting you can watch all the action. There's not a bad seat in the house here at Wildcat. No. I mean, it's just the best of everything.
Vendors are here. If
Beautiful
you need
weather.
something, the vendors are there. Food trucks are here.
Yep.
Where else would you want to be besides right here?
And we are glad for our online audience for joining us here on Hillside Live. I know we're teasing you a little bit with how nice it is out here in person, but if you've never been to a race in person, and I know we've got some out of country and lots of out of state audience, but if you think that you might be able to make it to a race this year, go to nationalrockracing.com and check out that schedule and see if you can put one on your calendar for the year.
Definitely want to see it in person. Looks like Daniel's on the line.
That's right. We've just about got our course cleared. Chad Molitor says, Tripp, thanks for talking Bree into racing in 2012.
Yeah, I miss your dad. And, like I said, I asked you about him the other day, but it's good to see old and hear old friends.
Yep, it sure is. Daniel Heckley, clock is hot.
Hell bent.
Daniel was our second place finisher overall for the 2024 season in our unlimited bouncer class. He also had a 5th place finish at Windrock for our season opener a couple weeks ago. So got some good momentum already for the season.
Oh my. No, he didn't. Oh, is he going to turn it back over? He does not want to DF. Ooh. He's in a bad spot. It's just
man.
Wow.
Okay, Tripp. 2 things I did not expect today: to see Wade Good tip over and see Daniel Heckley tip over.
I mean,
I don't know about you, but that was not on my bingo card for racing today here at Wildcat.
I talked to Daniel earlier, and he was just saying, he was just excited about getting the year started. Did not want any DNFs. That was his main deal. Just make every hill, and you have something like this, the hard obstacle, you get up it, and it just all of a sudden it don't go your way.
Yeah, man, that's tough to watch, and I'm sure that's a tough pill to swallow for Daniel Heckley right now too, as it was for Wade, I'm sure. But I know a couple people that are probably pretty excited right now. Cooper Bentley, one of them.
I'm gonna say Coop is over there sitting in his lawn chair. Somebody's fanning him, drinking his chocolate milk. Penny, I saw his mom here yesterday. She was excited to come. That's just awesome. Come see your son. Put on a good clinic like he did yesterday,
right.
and today he's right where he left off. So they said they had Daddy working.
Something in that chocolate milk. What is it? What is it about?
I think I need me.
That's right. Cooper was on top of the box yesterday for our UTV Cup class, and right now he's in the lead with only one driver to go for our course 1 for the bouncer class. So Cooper's got a 96, followed by Clint Garrison with a 97, and then Nick Reich with a 98. Those are our top 3 right now. We do still have Matt Holt on the line.
Well, Cooper, hey, he better not drink his chocolate milk.
Yeah,
Yes,
I hope Cooper's not sharing the chocolate milk. And we do have an Amsoil action shot to show you guys.
Look at this right here, Bree.
Man, he was at the top of it.
And there,
just got in the ruts. Oh, that's tough.
He just couldn't walk the rear end over fast enough.
I hate seeing that for all of our drivers, whether they're, new one, first time out here racing with us, to one of our seasoned drivers chasing the points. We always hate seeing that.
I'm going to say his daughter's going to say, Daddy, I can still win.
At least there's 2 other racers in the Heckley family.
I enjoyed her little interview at Windrock, and I was telling her, I was like, I'm going to make you famous, and her face was so red today and smiling, but that's what it's all about, seeing these kids come out here and have a good time. And
oh, yeah. Dallas and Blake will be representing for the Heckley racing team in our youth class later today. That's a good time to point out one of the great things about this sport and this series is how family friendly it is. I mean, with our 7 different classes that we have this season, which is our most ever to date, from our youth class, then we've got teen, and we've got UTV stock. We've got a bunch of UTV options, UTV stock, cup, bounty. We've got 2 bouncer classes now, limited and unlimited. So there's really something for everybody. And I love to see that so many of our drivers, like, this is a family affair for them. They've got the kids in the youth class or the teen class. And then maybe dad or big brother or whatever in the bouncer class. It's a lot of fun how everybody can come out here and enjoy this all together.
There's a place for everybody. You can start at the bottom and work your way to the top, or you can just get in there with the big boys, and it's.
Yep.
But just coming out here and getting seat time and being in front of people and letting people watch you go out here, that's the entertainment part is awesome also.
Yeah, for sure. As evidenced by the crowd of spectators we've mentioned several times today. It's so fun to look out and see such a great crowd. I think they're loving it just as much as we are, judging from the cheers and all the good times we can hear going on out there. Hope you guys at home or wherever you're watching from are enjoying the show with us on Hillside Live. Thanks for joining us. And if you are just tuning in, we are at Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Bernstadt, Kentucky this weekend. And this is the NRRA race number 2. This weekend presented by Amsoil, one of our new sponsors for this year. So a big shout out and thank you to them for partnering with us for this season, and to all of our sponsors and supporters for helping us do what we do and be able to put on these events.
Well, I'm glad Amsoil's here. We were riding. We drove Clyde's Jeep up here from the house Wednesday. We got here and went straight to trail riding with Bill and ended up needing some power steering fluid. Who was here? When we got back to the parking lot, who was setting up? Amsoil.
There you go.
Hey, we got it topped off. And
Perfect.
So that's just nice to come to these places and have stuff like this. When you need it, they're here.
Definitely. All right, guys. It looks like our recovery is going to take a couple minutes here, so we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back, and Matt Holt is going to wrap up Course 1 for us, so y'all stay tuned.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, Amsoil specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you, and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at Amsoil.com.
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerply XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
So we were a sponsor of SRRS in 2012, the first year, and we built our product to the racers. They had a need, and we had a solution. They were breaking parts, breaking axles, and we were able to build the strongest axles on the planet for them. We developed the Big Bell CV over that period of time as well, which is the 40 spline, 47 spline stuff that you see in a majority of the rock bouncers. And we've also developed UTV for the UTV buggies and the stock class racers. We've got products for that as well. So we've really utilized this racing to develop and work with these guys the best product available. So over the years, we've worked really closely with drivers like Tim Cameron. He's been very helpful helping us develop this product line for the UTV, the rock bouncer, and he's been quite successful himself doing the racing, as well as a ton of others. We couldn't be here without these guys testing our product and doing these things, pushing us to the limit to help them push them to the limit.
All right, so this is our XT tire, and this is the 35, 10, 15. This is the biggest tire that we make for a UTV. And this is the road compound. We have two different compounds. As you can see, it's kind of hard to squeeze these together. This is going to last you a lot longer if you're just doing trail riding, riding on asphalt to get to the trails. If you're trailering and you're only going to be on trails, then I would recommend our trail compound. I mean, it's much softer. You grip and grab those rocks really well. That's what the majority of our drivers that we sponsor use the XT trail compound. But we also have our AMP tire, and this is a 6-ply tire. The XT is an 8-ply. It's got really tough sidewalls, and in fact, one of our drivers took first place in the Bounty Series last race in Hot Springs with this tire. So those are the two main tires that all racers use. And you can get any of these tires and the wheels that they're mounted on through Rock Life as well.
Can you take me somewhere I've never been? Do you believe in me, even though I'm only human? Can you take me somewhere I've never been? Do you believe in the supernatural? The supernatural.
If Amsoil products are engineered for this kind of punishment, you can trust them in your garage. Shop by vehicle to find everything you need for your ride. Get the protection you demand and performance you deserve with fast, free shipping from Amsoil.com.
Birthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Powerply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
All right, guys, we are back. We've just about got a course clear, and then we'll be sending Matt Holt off the line.
And then we got, what's our next class that everybody's getting ready for?
We will be running our limited bouncer class.
This is the new class.
Right after this, yep. And then our UTV teen / amateur class.
I'm excited
Those are
to
our
watch
new ones.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've got both of those classes already have a bigger driver list than they did at Windrock, so I think we're just going to continue to see them grow.
Everybody sees it and hears about it. You tell your buddy
Yep. about
it, and they get interested. That's how it works. You
Yep.
know, you always want to first beat your buddies. You know what I mean? That's how it always starts.
Yeah, it's more fun than beating strangers.
Right. You can talk a little bit to them, you know, at first.
All right, fire it up, Matt.
All right, the reason most of y'all came today, Matt.
Here we go.
Get on your feet.
Matt it.
That's right. High society off-road.
That's right. This is the hyperactive rock bouncer. And if you know anything about Matt and his personality, then you'll know why he named it hyperactive. I think Matt is fueled by Mountain Dew and any other form of sugar he can find.
One thing I do like it, I like the race line wheels and the Mickey tires on
Oh,
it.
yeah. He needs them out here today.
We're going to see if he can make it shine right here. And
Oh, Matt.
And he did.
Wait.
1, 2, 3. Back 4.
Oh, he's going to be dizzy.
5. Oh, he's back on the wheels. Oh, he's gassing it, Bree. Bree, look at him on the
Let
board.
him go. Get him, Matt.
No. Not that way. Oh, he's dizzy.
I'm sure he is after all that.
Y'all give it up for him. Come on. He's going to start over.
I think he's probably still a little bit dizzy.
Here his father's going to check on him there.
All right, they're looking at something. Let's check it out.
Everybody's saying good.
He's going back.
I love it.
Come on, Matt. You can do it.
Come on, buddy. Show us right here. Oh, man.
He wants that skinny pedal award. That's what it is.
Hey,
He's been jonesing after one of those for a few years.
If he keeps giving it that, I put him in the mix.
Uh-huh.
Let's put him in the mix. My buddy back home, Jeremy Sharp, he loves watching Matt. He's one of his biggest fans, so I'm going to give a shout-out to those guys back home watching him, Jeremy and his crew.
We all love watching Matt race. He gets a hard time out here from, Zach. But everybody does from Zach. But,
Oh, yes.
I mean, nobody can question Matt's commitment to the sport, to the series, his passion for, the people, and just being a driver.
That's right. There's the spot that you have to make your mind up to not lift, right there where he's at.
And he did some work on the motor after
Yes,
Windrock.
he
He had some
had-
trouble there.
that's right.
So
Well, he's got it going
it
right
seems
now.
like everything's running good right
Come
now.
on, buddy. Oh. He had a good line picked out there for sure.
Come on, Matt.
Okay, here we go. Oh, he's going to
No,
try
he's
a new
going
line.
left.
He's going to try a new line.
That is not going to work. I hate to run a surprise for you, Matt, but that is not going to work.
What? I think he's going to call it. Looks like the motor's not running correctly
Yeah,
right there.
that wasn't sounding good.
Y'all give it up for him. That's an awesome try to end the.
Oh, well
Oh, hey,
done.
ho, ho. I see DC Thompson on the line.
Oh,
Don't.
you're right. DC was a last-minute entry to the bouncer class. And we do have an Amsoil action shot.
Look.
All right, let's see. Let's count here. What do we got? Oh, and here we go with it. DC Thompson is out on the course now.
I interviewed DC. He's excited. He just put the motor in this thing yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Well, that sounds about right.
Yesterday. So DC's got it lined up. One shot.
Oh,
Made it
nicely
look easy.
done. DC coming out from Nesbitt, Mississippi to race with us.
Now the downhill part.
We're used to seeing DC racing in the UTV class. He jumped up to the bouncer class, a little bit last season, and hopefully we'll get to see him racing with us for the full season this year.
Oh, I totally love to see DC. Now look like he's got a touch of a problem here, and like the buggy shut off. He's got it cranked back up.
Yeah, this is Ryan Boyd's buggy. If you guys, might have been wondering that's not DC's name on the side of it there.
No.
Built by.
Uh-oh, he missed the turn. He's going to have to back up here. He got off course. Oh, here we go.
Turned a little too soon. You got to go over the raceline rocks, DC. There you go. This is a reject fab buggy, like 5 or 6 years old. Like I said, he raced a little bit with us last season, and hopefully, especially with a new motor in it, we'll be able to race the full season this year.
He didn't carry enough momentum there on hill one. It's not running right, or DC would definitely not be driving it like this. So he got the first hill. Can he get the second one?
All right.
He's got it. The buggy's definitely not running right, but he's making it work. He's got the uphill done now. Like you say, the downhill where it's critical out here.
It's all downhill from here.
Come on, DC.
All right, and there it is through the finish line for DC Thompson. With a 159.445. And that does complete course 1 for the RCV Axle bouncer class, our unlimited bouncer class. Let me give you guys a quick rundown. Cooper Bentley had the fastest time with a 96, followed by Clint Garrison with a 97. Nick Reich with a 98. Y'all give me just a second here. Looks like Brandon Davis with a 107 is number 4. And then Ethan Jones with a 110. Those are your top 5 from course 1 for the unlimited bouncer class. Matt, welcome back. Dude, that was quite a run that you had. I wish you could hear everyone cheering you on out there. And I don't know how that felt. We imagine maybe you got a little dizzy because those were some pretty quick barrel rolls.
I kept trying to look at the top and the bottom to be like, which side's the dirt on? Because I definitely wanted to stab the gas and get back on it. So, but by the second rollover, I could tell I was picking up speed, and I was like,
"Oh yeah,
this
you were going pretty fast there."
Mistakes were made. Okay. The good news is I did get to hit it after I rolled over.
Yeah.
Give it a couple more good college tries.
Yep.
Buggy, it's not liking it. So
yeah, it didn't sound like it at the end.
It did not. So,
but man, you that was a heck of a try, and you definitely got a Skinny Pedal nomination for that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad to see you out there. All right, guys, that means we are ready to move into course 1 for the limited bouncer class. And I see Dustin Carter on the line.
That thing is ripping off the line. I love that color of the cage, too. Again, super sharp, stands out well. Yeah, that hill is definitely giving some problems today. It's gotten undercut.
Oh, well done from Dustin Carter.
It's gotten undercut a lot more, as Jay Stewart said. He said that there's a big lip that wasn't there this morning.
Yeah.
So, again, shout out to Jay Stewart, who's out there just absolutely bashing on it with his buggy as well.
Well, yeah, you guys have been out there excavating that rock ledge, basically.
Yeah.
Dustin Carter did have the win from our season opener at Windrock in our inaugural limited bouncer class.
Nice, smooth run going so far. There we go.
If you guys are wondering what separates the limited bouncer from the unlimited, we've got a couple guidelines for it, and that would be... Uh-oh, Dustin. That would be that the drivers must meet 2 of these 3 requirements: an OEM engine block, no power adders, like a supercharger, turbo, and single shock per corner. So they have to make 2 of the 3 requirements. And then there's no rear steer and 39-inch plus tires. So those are some of the main requirements to help separate this class from the unlimited bouncer class. And it was really born from the idea of trying to help drivers that want to race the bouncer and maybe don't have they don't have the technology and they don't have maybe the budget or the desire to jump right into our unlimited class, but still we wanted a way for them to get involved.
That's a 131? Okay.
A 131.421 for Dustin Carter. So this class is meant for those that want to race a bouncer, aren't ready, or for whatever reason don't want to jump into the unlimited bouncer class.
And we have a very full limited class this weekend.
We do, and this is Chad Darty out on the course now. Chad comes from Athens, Tennessee to race with us. He said the Bacon family is who first encouraged him to get into the bouncer racing. He raced last year at a few small events in Bounty Hills and then decided to jump into the limited class this year. And he did race the VIN class actually with us once last year. I think he was filling in for Dustin Vaughn.
That was a nice smooth run going here. Again, taking that downhill section with a stride. There's a couple of big rock ledges up there. You definitely want to make sure you take your time on. Saw Wade Good roll up there this morning, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was definitely unexpected. Chad doing a great job with a nice, smooth run. He's about to that straightaway to the finish line. He says he also did all the work on this buggy except for the chassis. He built everything else himself.
Okay. 131.636. Again, same, another 131.
Two 131s
Wow.
in a row. Wow. And on a long course like this.
Heck yeah.
That's impressive.
Wow.
0.2 of a second just separated Dustin Carter and Chad Daugherty.
All right, we got Justin Holback sitting in that race line starting gate. Racing in that showstopper buggy. Got that new wrap on for the weekend.
This is Showstopper 2.0, built by Jason Spiegel. You guys might recognize that name if you've been following the series for a good while now. Let's see, Jay Stewart's the last one to race this buggy.
Yeah.
Justin Hoback has raced just about every other class in the series, and he is still racing the UTV Cup class as well. Or, I'm sorry, UTV Stock. Justin and his wife Haley are also a really big part of our UTV youth class out here with the series. They help with a lot of the organizing for that and creating the courses and going over them with the youth class. Both of their kiddos race in it, so the Hoback family is a big part
There we
of
go.
the National Rock Racing Association.
Again, he was trying to climb that again. You can see how it was throwing his front end to that left side. We've seen a lot of guys as that gets more rutted out. It's going to definitely cause havoc, I think, later on today.
I did ask Justin this morning if he'd gotten any more seat time yet in the buggy, because he had racing at Windrock. That was his seat time so far, and he was like, "Yeah, at Windrock."
Yeah.
So that was it.
Good times, good times.
He did a little ripping around in it, just at home. But yeah, he's just jumping straight to the racing seat time. But Justin is no stranger to different types of motorsports. And it looks like he is doing just fine in Showstopper.
Doing great. Had made those ledges look super smooth.
Nope. Oh! I think he missed his turn at the top. Yeah, he was supposed to go one lane further to come down. There's definitely a lot to keep track of out on the course.
Yeah, he's still getting some seat time in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Getting the feel off the new buggy.
He said it's a lot smoother than the UTV.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
All right, we got a
195.174 for Justin Hoback.
All of them are using this hill, making it look like a highway and killing it. Let's don't break it up right now. We got an ultimate goodie coming to the line. Looks like we got Big Red.
Oh, man, look who's on the line, Matt.
Oh, boy. Got Dustin Vaughn there.
All right, we got Dustin Vaughn.
And Big Red. This is Big Tim Bacon's buggy. They're going to do a little racing with it this weekend.
So Big Red is going to be doing double duty out here today, huh?
And they're going to put a fresh 454 in it. A bunch of guys were walking over talking about the nice looking aluminum heads on. Big Tim said, that's just some aluminum paint. Don't worry about it. I was like, maybe not. He just started laughing.
Oh.
See, it wants to kind of buck you to that left side. I actually tried that left side, almost the last pass I made, and it still just kicked me up in the air. So I thought, well, I've already tempted fate once today. My steering wheel's pretty egg-shaped right now, so
Oh, no.
I pulled on it. When I started, after the second, I just said, well, we're not going anywhere. I just pulled out real hard, and
You're gonna brace for impact.
and it squeezed it. Now it's a real tog. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's
Wow.
all wobbled out. So, yeah,
That's kind of impressive.
it's how strong I am, Bree. Never mind all the force traveling around in the cab. Again, you can see how rutted out it's really gotten right under that undercut on the bottom. It used to be a pretty smooth run at it, but
Now, evidently, we're the only ones that all know that he's going to have to back down and carry some momentum to make it up the hill. He'll either figure it out or he won't. We'll see. And you got to have a little bit of forward momentum.
I think he's going to need a little more momentum coming into the hill.
yeah. That stump has definitely been removed, so I think that eventually will become a little bit more of a pathway there.
Oh. Oh. Oh, bummer.
Yeah. We've had a lot of tired buggies today, you know.
We sure have.
Some of them you just need to take a little nap.
You're just
you know?
taking naps left and right.
All right, they said pro rocket.
Is Big Tim Bacon racing? We were told that was Dustin Bond. We don't know.
They said wrap it up, so.
All right. We'll let you guys know.
Again, Keith pulling up there, do some recovery.
Taylor, can you get confirmation on that, please? Yeah. All right, so Big Tim was here for emotional and physical support today.
Emotional and physical support. He's here for anyone who needs a hug.
and is not going to end up racing today. So, but Big Red made it out on the hill.
Heck yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, definitely a great day of racing here at Wildcat Off-Road Park for the second race of the National Rock Racing Association. It's been okay. Yeah, okay. Well,
Oh yeah.
see,
Show him your steering wheel, man.
once I hit the second pass, I kind of just pulled back because I knew we're going to go for a ride, but it's got a little egg shape to it now. You
Hold it
can't-
up
yes.
so it, over.
Yeah, it's still,
Over
it's
here.
got a little egg shape to it.
It's a little
Definitely.
oval
Yeah,
now.
it's definitely bent way more on this side than
Oh,
it is on
yeah.
that side. So, yeah, it's got
Wow.
a little wobble to it, but that's okay. I was trying to steer with it, and it was like, I'm like, it's okay. I'm going to still make it. We got this. Jay looks over and just like starts matting his foot down. I was like, come on. I was like,
You're
okay.
like, I'm trying.
I just want to make sure the buggy was in one piece before I went and hit it again, you know, so I didn't want to break at the top of the life. Well, at least if something's broken out here, they can, pull me off fairly easy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's cut to that great Amsoil replay here. Checking out our confidence monitors coming up. Had it great. It just bucked a little too far to that side. And right about here, I was like, dang it. And I thought it was going to stop. And it
Oh,
was like,
no.
tick, 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 tick. It's like the roller coaster ride. Right about here, I was like, this is in,
This is where
here
you
is where
picked
I-
up some speed.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I rolled. Was it 3 or 4? Well, I think we're at 4.
I don't know. 4 or
Four.
5.
There we go.
And you stuck the landing.
I did. That's all. I was trying to watch the dirt and try to watch the sky to be like, which way are we going?
Look
So-
at you taking off out of there.
So, yeah. Well, good times, Well, I don't think I've ever done 4 in a row before. I've done 3.
New record.
Yeah, I don't like to brag. I can't wait to see the GoPro footage. That's going to be awesome. I'm super stoked.
Let me give you guys a rundown from our limited bouncer course 1. Dustin Carter took the lead by 0.2 of a second.
Wow.
With a 131.421. And then Chad Daugherty with a 131.636. And then Justin Hoback with a 195. And Dustin Bond was a DNF.
Great
Yep.
class. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I see that growing again. I knew we'd have a good turnout here. Wildcat's always a great park for us. They always have tons of awesome shots. Again, our spectators, my dad was up in the hill with me earlier, and he's like, dude, I cannot believe how many people are here.
Yeah, it's
there's,
awesome.
There's like these big stair steps they cut in the wall, and they go all the way up over to our far left side. It's very impressive to see how great the crowd is packed in here. So definitely a great day of racing. And we're not even halfway through. We literally just got done with the bouncer class. We still have UTV Teen and UTV Youth to do. And then we'll be done with course 1 and fire up for this afternoon.
And do it all again.
And it's 1:10 here, local time, so. Okay.
Yeah, we've got 5 drivers for our UTV teen/amateur class, and we will be running them as soon as we get the course cleared off. And then we're going to shut down for a real quick break, like 10 minutes. Yeah. And then we'll be back, and we'll start off with our UTV youth class, and we'll go ahead and let them run both of their courses back to back, and then we'll go right on into course 2 for everybody else.
Heck yeah. Definitely going to be a great day of racing. And the weather so far has held out. It's been amazing. I will gladly take that.
Oh, for sure.
Shout out to everybody in the live feed. What's up, everybody? Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in today.
Yeah, we've had a great, we've talked about the great crowd here at Wildcat, but we've got a great group joining us online on Hillside Live as well.
Trying to halfway clean my screen off. It's got a little
I know.
dusty.
It is real dusty.
What's up, Enjoy Life? Now we got a handful of our local guys, or our dedicated tuners, people tuning in down there. Yeah, Wildcat is an awesome, awesome park. Definitely a good time. My dad went out and did some... Ninja Pat said, "Hey, Matt, your hair's messed up. Is it? Is it okay? Look good? Got a little helmet hair. Is that a thing? Helmet hair?
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Okay. So, yeah, it was. I was trying to get it back on the wheels. I was trying to get a college try out of it.
You sure did. You know what? Here we go, Matt.
Matt's getting nominated for a skinny
pedal right here. Matt.
Good times.
Holt.
Yeah.
Got it. You are officially a Skinny Pedal nominee. Yep. How's it feel?
Yeah. It's good times.
Yeah. All right. Well, not a whole lot of progress that has been made on our recovery up there. So I think we'll take a commercial break.
Okay. Yeah. How do you think the Avenger would have done up there?
Ooh.
I know the Avenger has those, it's very dialed in, has a rear steer.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would have helped you there, but it's kind of throwing everybody that right side. Maybe you could have hit the rear steer just a touch to the right.
No, that's hard to say. I mean, looking at it, you like to think like, oh yeah, we could handle that.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at half of our field of drivers that just went. So I think the rest of the course for sure, it would be fun. Would be.
What happened with Daniel? I'm like literally backing the starting gate. I look over and I see 40 people going, no!
He made it right to the top of, like over the rock face and then just kind of bounced in their ruts and just went right over.
Dang it.
Just right at the top.
Dang it.
Oh, I think we have an action shot, an Amsoil action shot. There you go, Matt.
Look at a nice smooth run going and just kind of, that front kind of just caught just a hair. And again, that's all happening in milliseconds, so it's not like you can really react that quick.
Oh, no.
And the suspension is so...
You can see he tried a little bit there.
And again, the suspension is so soft on a lot of these buggies. They're so adaptable to the terrain. Sometimes when you're on your side, it's not a big deal. Other times your suspension is maxed out. You're not 100% sure. So, sometimes you have to give it a second for everything to kind of rebound and put you back on your feet. But unfortunately, it wasn't able to happen for him. But
yeah, I definitely was not expecting Wade or Daniel to be turning over today.
Yeah, we
So
had tons of drivers in our.
I know our top 3 though, Cooper and Clint and Nick. Probably not too sad about that.
No, definitely they're very okay with that. Yeah. And Nick, I was talking to him a little bit. I said, "Hey, we saw your text." He goes, "Yeah, I text like 4 or 5 people, so somebody knew." He goes, "I was coming over the big rocks, and like first gear just kind of went out, so I put it neutral and nothing, pulled it back first, nothing." And he goes, "I was kind of just going along. I thought, well, my race is over for the day, and somehow I kind of bumped it in neutral on accident." He said, and it took off, and I was like, "Oh, I'm racing!" So he said, "We're going to run the whole second course in second." So
Yep.
we're here for a good time.
Well, yeah.
So-
and I'm sure he'll do a heck of a job with
He
it.
does. He does a great job. So. Yeah, I'm excited to see his second run, especially if he only has second gear.
What's up, Andy? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I promised you a commercial break. I didn't forget. We're going to do that real quick. We'll let them continue working on that recovery, and we will come back with our UTV teen/amateur class. Don't go too far. That was your cue, Taylor. Taylor's on the radio. Let's try that again.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, Amsoil specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door. For the protection you demand and the performance you deserve, shop by vehicle at amsoil.com.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Powerply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
So we were a sponsor of SRS in 2012, the first year, and we built our product to the racers. They had a need, and we had a solution. They were breaking parts, breaking axles, and we were able to build the strongest axles on the planet for them. We developed the Big Bell CV over that period of time as well, which is the 40 spline, 47 spline stuff that you see in a majority of the rock bouncers. And we've also developed UTV for the UTV buggies and the stock class racers. We've got products for that as well. So we've really utilized this racing to develop and work with these guys the best product available. So over the years, we've worked really closely with drivers like Tim Cameron. He's been very helpful helping us develop this product line for the UTV, the rock bouncer, and he's been quite successful himself doing the racing, as well as a ton of others. We couldn't be here without these guys testing our product and doing
So we have 3 different beadlock wheels that most of our guys use. We have the teardrop, we have the twisted, and then we have the twisted black. So we have a machine version of the twisted, then we have the black. We have these in 14 and 15 inch, all 4 lug. but we'll be coming out with, in addition to some of the tires I was talking about earlier that we're coming out with, we're going to have a new line of wheels come out. Some of those will be five lug to keep up with some of the new manufacturing that's happening in the UTV world. But the beadlock wheels that we're selling right now, Rock Life and those guys carry these as well. So right now we're having some specials on them. So I'd recommend if you need a set of beadlocks, you're not going to find any cheaper than those.
Can you take me somewhere I've never been? Do you believe in me, even though I'm only human? Can you take me somewhere I've never been? Do you believe in the supernatural? The supernatural.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Powerply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
So we have three different beadlock wheels that most of our guys use. We have the teardrop, we have the twisted, and then we have the twisted black. So we have a machine version of the twisted, then we have the black. We have these in 14 and 15 inch, all 4 lug. But we'll be coming out with, in addition to some of the tires I was talking about earlier that we're coming out with, we're going to have a new line of wheels come out. Some of those will be five lug to keep up with some of the new manufacturing that's happening in the UTV world. But the beadlock wheels that we're selling right now, Rock Life and those guys carry these as well. So right now we're having some specials on them. So I'd recommend if you need a set of beadlocks, you're not going to find any cheaper than those.
And we're back. Oh my goodness. Again, the off-air shenanigans is just good times.
That one was worth a lot.
Yes. Yes.
That behind-the-scenes
Yes.
conversation was...
Yes, we have a good time. We're pretty ornery here.
Yeah, that one would have been an extra fee.
Whoa. Oh, you meant their credit cards. Oh, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, okay. I'm like,
Yeah, not us.
I'm like, whoa, like, it might not go as much as you think it does, Taylor. Oh, good times. Yeah, it's actually it's been beautiful weather here today. You can see the flags blowing a little bit down there, that Amsoil flag right at the race line starting gate. Just blowing a little bit, got a little bit of a breeze.
Which is fine because it's helping to blow the dust away.
Yeah, oh, I'll take a breeze. I love a breeze because it helps kind of keep the dust away. I got some mud on my helmet I got to clean off. But Also, again, helps wash away, like helps kind of keep the wind going, helps keep everything a little dry.
So
It's been a rough day so far for racers here.
It actually has for many of them. I know there are some unhappy campers
Yes.
probably. As we say, that's racing. We are just about to kick off course 1 for our UTV teen class, which is new for this season. This is Jace Northington on the line. And for our teen class, this is for those 17 and under. For the amateur portion of it, you have to have not podiumed in a race in any point series, and it's for full body UTVs. It started from the idea of those that were driving in our youth class, which is for 12 and under, and aged out of the youth class, but maybe weren't quite ready to jump right into one of our other classes yet. It's kind of the in between. So this is our teen/amateur class. Jace Northington is on the line. Jace had a second place finish at our season opener at Windrock. And this is only his second race ever. Racing with us at Windrock was his first race. And he got second place, so that is pretty good.
Yeah, very, very cool looking buggy. Like the wrap there. Really sharp looking.
Oh, there he goes over the race line rocks.
Nice smooth run going there. As he heads through the,
flying through the finish line.
60.755
For Jace Northington. Nicely done. Glad to have him out here racing with us for the first time. That's pretty impressive. At Windrock was his first race. This was his second. It's not easy having to be the first one to go either in any of the classes.
No.
So well done, Jace. We've got Brantley Havens out on the course now. Now, Brantley is no stranger to racing with us. Brantley is one of those that started in our youth class and raced it for several seasons and aged out of that class, and now he's jumping into our teen class. He took the win at the season opener at Windrock, and we'll see how he handles this course today.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that would fit perfect into that class. You know, like Bree said, went through the youth program, coming out, definitely trying to rock it out.
And if you see Brantley around, you might recognize him from the cowboy hat that he
Yes.
is often wearing. I think it's even on his logo there.
Yeah, he has some sweet stickers. You'll have to ask him. Hit him up for some sweet stickers. There he goes through the finish line.
With a 55.531. That is our current leader. You guys are watching course 1 of our UTV teen class. And Miss Maddie Darnell is coming up to that race line starting gate now.
Love that pink cage there.
Maddie had a little bit of a rough race with us at Windrock. The rock pile off the starting gate did a little damage to her buggy, but we're glad to see her back out here again. Oh, easy, girl. Oh, no. The RCV Ridge got her.
Luckily, these are a little easier to flip back over. And again, most of our drivers will go ahead and just stay in the buggy when they flip back over. It's a little easier for them.
Hey, everybody's got to get a couple of rollovers under their belt at some point.
I just did them all in one pass.
Matt did it all today.
I'm going to knock all the seasons out right now.
Yeah, and Maddie Darnell's got one there now for herself. Happens to all of us. Let's check out the Amsoil action shot from her.
You can see that Freddie just lift just a bit.
You know, we watch some really talented drivers out here. I mean, all the time, and sometimes they can make these courses look pretty easy. And you have to remember that actually there's a lot of skill, a lot of different factors, you know, seat time and experience and just like the spatial awareness, you know, of whatever vehicle you're driving and what it feels like to be off camber or be tilted and what the buggy can do, what you can drive out of and what you can't, you know. All of that stuff comes into play racing out here. So our youth class and our teen class, a lot of them, you know, they're still getting that seat time and they're still learning what that feels like and what the right reaction, you know, should be out there. Shoot, all of the drivers are still learning all of this. So myself included, I'm sure Matt, you would probably agree too.
There's a few times after it's all done, said and done, I'm like, should I have driven out of that or should I have not? Maybe reverse would have been a better idea there. So
yes, and it all happens in a split second.
It does.
When you're in there.
And again, with our soft suspensions, it's kind of hard sometimes to gauge, you know, is this going to come back over and slap back down, or am I going for a ride?
Yep. Is it time to just hang on to that steering wheel?
It is. It is.
Like Matt
sometimes it's to hang on to a steering wheel and hope everything lands out okay. Other times you can throw it in reverse and back up. I've seen Danny Smith drive out of some stuff that was just incredible.
We have definitely seen some epic saves before. This is Sadie Ellison out on the course now.
They brought a shirt by and left it in the buggy last night.
Yeah.
So at some point this season, we can rock our
We'll be
Ellison
repping them
gear.
for Featured Driver Friday soon.
I know they got a handful, like a whole gaggle of drivers that race different classes.
Yeah, we've got Cohen Ellison that races in the stock class, and then we've got Sadie in the teen class, and Nathan Ellison in the youth class.
Gets a good, nice, smooth run here. Again, this is a teen class, so it's a little bit easier than the courses you've seen so far.
Sadie had a third-place win from their season opener at Winrock, so she's already gotten herself up on the podium once this season. Let's see that time.
That's a 70.885 for Sadie Ellison.
Nicely done. And then we've got Caden Schaefer on the line now. He is going to wrap things up for course one of our teen class.
All right, clock is hot. Justin giving the go-ahead. I wonder who the co-driver is.
Maybe Derek Schaefer? I don't know. Oh,
right
easy there. Stay on top of it. There you go. Good adjustment. Up part of our Yukon Do It hill now.
There we go.
All right, Caden, straight on to the finish line. $69.287 for Caden. Let me go ahead and give you guys our rundown here. So Brantley Havens had the fastest time with a 55, followed by Jace Northington with a 60, Caden Schaefer with a 69, and Sadie Ellison with a 70. And that does wrap up course 1 for our UTV teen class. We're going to take a short break, maybe about 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to come back up with a new live feed. We will start with our UTV youth class and let them run both of their courses. They'll have their own live feed, and then we'll come back up with round 2 for everybody else as well. So you guys don't go too far. We'll be back soon.
We'll see you guys.